football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
The G-Man.
Samira Sawhney, Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/pitch talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website, www.pitch-talk.com.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glemnet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former Chairman of IBIS FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Hi, I'm John Sitton, and I'm here with Gavin, Liam and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez. My name is Christian Carambeu.
I'm Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glemnet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
I'm Rob Lusher, former Chairman of IBIS FC.
I'm Samira Sawhney, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening
to Pitch Talk.
There is a temptation to keep everyone waiting longer. So I will. No, I won't. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJA, the G-Man and Jazzy Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions. Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Liverpool v Bournemouth is underway. My boy is in action at Anfield against Bournemouth. It's tremendous. Should beat him. I'm guessing 3-1. But yeah, okay. That's where I'm going. But www.pitch-talk.com is the official website. Find out about everything Pitch Talk there. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution. We are working so hard to create. Pitchtalk.blogspot.com will get you to all of the blogs. Blogs by yours truly, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man and Jazzy Fizzle. Pitch Talk is also on Twitter as well, at Pitch Talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we're up to. YouTube.com/Pitch Talk is where you can find all of our videos. We were filming Pitch Talk meets Darrell David, so big shout out to him. Big shout out to Darrell David of the Amateur Football Alliance's Youth Council, the chairman of that brand new entity. It was a fantastic interview, very, very insightful from a very, very inspirational young man. And a big thank you to the PT family for their questions. Did your question get asked? Did it get answered? You'll see in that interview, which will be coming to YouTube very soon. Speaking of coming to YouTube very, very soon, tonight is Monday, 17th of August, 2015. On Wednesday, 19th of August 2015, Pitch Talk at the Women's FA Cup final will be released, and we'll be releasing the bonus material on the day as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That will be coming to youtube.com/Pitch Talk as well. It is one of them ones. Yeah, man. Oh. it is one of them ones where we had a lot of fun at the Women's FA Cup final. So big shout outs to Tom Wood and his mates. A lot of fun had. Big shout outs to Sophie and Rachel, girls on the ball. Big shout out, of course, to Stevie B, aka Double O Ballard, as well. One of them was one of them was. Big shout outs to, of course, to G-Man and Jezzy Fizzle as well. You know what? It is one of them ones. It is one of them ones where we are live right now, daddy. Right now, daddy. But it is one of them ones where we are live right now. Pitch Talk live on Google Plus is us. 07535804466 is the mobile number. Call us, text us, let us know your views. If you text, leave your name at the end of the text. Also, we are Pitch Talk 1 on Skype. So, I will ask, first and foremost, seeing as he's just called in, Jezzy Fizzle, how was your week and weekend been?
You know how it is, man. My week and weekend was fantastic, you know, and I have to send an extra special shout out. This one is absolutely supreme to Nan. Right, and if you don't know who Nan is, then you don't need to know. It's fine. Nan, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. I hope that you got your KFC, right? And if you didn't, I'll be having words, and if needs be, I will come and deliver it myself personally. So thank you very much, Nan. Big shout out, of course, to Mr. Darrell David as well. Absolutely, he's a wonderful young man. I really can't say enough good words about him. Really can't. Absolutely fantastic to meet him. And you know, I think it's one of the most inspiring Pitch Talk meets that I've been a part of, and that goes up there with Sahel Raymond's Pitch Talk meets as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. Obviously, got to be a part of the trifecta of, you know, not just the most opinionated, the most talented, or the most handsome trio in all of football talk once again. But you know, at the same time, it was a family affair. And on that note, you know, shout out to my family, shout out to my friends, shout out to my familia as well. You know, familia is all important too. Shout out to the frenemies, you know, because without you, hey, there's a distinct lack of motivation. Shout out to my ex-wife, you know what I mean? Love you, baby. Without you, there'd be seriously, without her, there'd be nothing. So, love my ex-wife, man. Love my ex-wife. Shout out to my next wife. Love you, baby. You know what I mean? Without you,
love you in advance.
No, seriously, without her, man.
At least you ain't saying I told her that ain't my baby in advance.
No, that's my wife you're talking about. Not no ring rat. Come on.
Your first OWR right there, ring rat. The phrase ring rat. Oh, lordy.
You know, but yeah, no, without her, I tell you, man, ain't nothing. So, you know, love her too. And you know what? Shout out to my boy Imaz as well. God first, God bless, and that's to everybody. And thank you to everyone that's listening and who's a part of the Monday Night Football and Fix, your Monday Night Football and Fix, the footballing revolution that we are working so hard to create. Because without you, there is no us. It is we the people for the people. So please tell absolutely everybody you know. I don't particularly care if you have to send smoke signals, carrier pigeons, tweets, let's see, trying to think, telegrams, okay? Do all of that, but make sure you tell everyone. Big shout out to my good friend Sherry as well, over there in St. Petersburg of Florida. Thank you so much. Princess Bella, love you too, darling. And of course, our good friends Daniela and Gurab all the way up in Canada, keeping everything on lock for us up there. So thank you to all of you. If there's anyone I've forgotten, and I don't think I've forgotten anyone, you know what? I love you anyway. And yeah, Manchester United won. Yeah, so that was pretty good too. Yeah, overall, can't complain. And you know what? As well, I have to do one other extra special shout out to one of our Skypers. Okay, and that's to Mr. Ryan Sonley. Right, the reason why I'm shouting him out especially is just because, right, I was logged in on Skype and he says to me, "Dude, are you on? Like, what's going on? Like, you know, it's been 2 weeks. Like, what's happening? I want my banter." Yeah, we've got no banter about, well, if you say that, then you're going to get banned. And tell me how long the ban is, whether it's going to be 6 months, 8 months, 18 months, whether it's going to be a Rio Ferdinand ban or not, right? It's kind of like, I get it. What he was really trying to say was, Jezzy, we noticed that you weren't here and we missed you, but don't worry, because I'm back. I'm back briefly, but I'm back.
I thought you're gonna go. What's it? Bender B. Rodriguez from Futurama on this. I'm back, baby.
Well, you already done did it, so you know. But no, it's good to be back. It's good to be missed, and thank you to everyone, and of course, again, an extra special thank you to Mr. Darrell David, everybody over at ASA and the ASA Youth Council. Thank you so much.
I love the fact that Jazzy Fizzle is like, it's good to be missed. For me, it's good to be feared. No, I'm kidding. I mean, come like Vince McMahon. I'm talking to the three of you. I'm talking to you. It's the change in voice. That's what that was. I said stand up. Damn it, I said stand up. I like doing that. Oh, it's murder on the throat. But yeah, we've also got the G-Man in the house as well. How's your weekend been, dude?
Yeah, the weekend hasn't been too bad, I've got to say. You know, obviously Arsenal fixed up. The weather fixed up to the end of the weekend. Got in a couple of games of football yesterday, which was fantastic. Get those joints moving again. It's been sorely missed. They ain't played football for like 4 or 5 weeks now. And obviously, just touching on the Darrell David, yeah, it was great seeing the young chap and listening to his story. You know, another decent Pitch Talk meets coming along the way to add to some of the excellent ones that we've got before it. So yeah, it's been a good weekend.
I hear that, man. I'll agree with you on that one. It's one of them ones where, yeah, Pitch Talk meets Darrell David was very, 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 very inspiring. So it's one of them. It was fun. Highlight of the weekend. Definitely. But you know what? It is one of them ones where there has been a disallowed goal in Liverpool v Bournemouth. 12 minutes gone, and it's still 0-0 at Anfield. And apparently there is some source of consternation for some people because there has been a disallowed goal, and apparently Bournemouth are trying to target Dejan Lovren, which I don't blame them for, to be honest, because we know Skirtle's not the weak link in that back. But anyway, it's one of them ones. But yeah, baby, it's time, daddy. It's time, daddy. It's not hard time, daddy. It's time, daddy. It's time. It's time. It's time for results and analysis. It's results and analysis. It's results and analysis. Yes, it's results and analysis. Where we're going to start Tuesday, 11th of August, 2015. We are going to start with the UEFA Super Cup. Barcelona 5, Sevilla 4. Banega opened the scoring on 3 minutes. Lionel Messi equalised on 7 minutes. Scored again on 15. There's another goal. We had another goal from Barca on 44 minutes. Suarez scored on 52. Reyes scored on 57. Gamero scored a penalty on 72. Konoplyanka scored on 81. And Pedro scored on 115 minutes as Barca won the Super Cup in extra time. After extra time. Capital One Cup first round. Accrington 2, Hull City 1, 4-3 on penalties. Blackburn 1, Shrewsbury 2. We're not going to go through the goal scorers because otherwise we'd be here all night. because it is the first round though. Blackburn 1, Shrewsbury 2, Brentford 0, Oxford United 4. Yes, we kid you not. Bristol Rovers 1, Birmingham 2, Cardiff 1, Wimbledon 0, Carlisle 3, Chesterfield 1, Charlton 4, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Colchester 0, Reading 1, Fleetwood 0, Hartlepool 1, Huddersfield Town 1, Notts County 2, Ipswich 2, Stevenage 1. Sorry, Mike Hardiman. Lucky dude. Luton Town 3, Bristol City 1, Millwall 1, Barnet 2. Little London derby there. MK Dons 2, Leyton Orient 1, Morecambe 0, Sheffield United 1, Northampton Town 3, Blackpool 0. In that respect. Nottingham Forest 3, Walsall 4, Peterborough 2, Crawley 0, Plymouth 1, Gillingham 2, Port Vale 1, Burnley 0, Rochdale 1, Coventry 1. Rochdale ended up winning 5-3 on penalties. Rotherham 1, Cambridge 0, Scunthorpe 1, Barnsley 1. Barnsley ended up winning Barnsley won 7-6 on penalties. Sheffield Wednesday 4, Mansfield Town 1, Southend United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Swindon Town 1, Exeter 2, Wigan Athletic 1, Bury 2, Wolves 2, Newport County 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Fulham 1, Yeovil Town 0, Queen's Park Rangers 3, York City 2, Bradford City 2, York City 1, 4-2 on penalties, and Bolton 0, Burton 1. Shifting on quickly to Wednesday in the Capital One Cup first round as well, rounding out. Crewe Alexandra 1, Preston North End 3, Oldham Athletic 1, Middlesbrough 3, Portsmouth 2, Derby County 1. And also in the Capital One Cup first round as well, the final result from that: Doncaster Rovers 1, Leeds United 1. Doncaster Rovers 1-4-2 on penalties. And I'm guessing that Russ Vernon is going to tell us that Leeds were the better side. But anyway, that's the predictability. Maybe not. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. But it is one of them ones where that is the Capital One Cup first round. The second round actually took place. The second round draw actually took place on the 14th of August 2015. Second round ties to be played week beginning the 24th of August. Aston Villa versus Notts County, Walsall v Brighton, Crystal Palace v Shrewsbury, Sheffield Wednesday versus Oxford, Portsmouth versus Reading, Hartlepool v Bournemouth, Fulham v Sheffield United, MK Dons v Cardiff, Hull City versus Rochdale, Sunderland v Exeter, Bury v Leicester City, Doncaster Rovers v Ipswich, Rotherham v Norwich City, Swansea City v York, QPR v Carlisle, Barnsley v Everton, Peterborough v Charlton, Birmingham v Gillingham, Newcastle United versus Northampton, West Brom v Port Vale, Wolves v Barnet, Burton v Middlesbrough, Luton Town versus Stoke City, Preston versus Watford as well. So as said, those ties are to be played week beginning 24th of August. So here we go. It is one of them. As I said, 9 championship clubs were actually knocked out in the first round, and of course all the Premier League. Quite a few Premier League teams actually join in this round as well. So that kind of changes the game a little. G-Man, Jezzy, either of you jumping in on these Capital One Cup games so far, and also the UEFA Super Cup too?
I'll take the UEFA Super Cup first. I have to say, we generally find that these things are a bit like glorified friendlies, right? And the teams don't really go at each other, especially if they're from the same nation.
Except the Super Cup. There's always a difference.
Well, the thing is, if the teams are from the same nation, as I say, yes, it's a trophy, but they're so used to playing each other in the league and in the domestic cup. It's almost like, but this wasn't the case. Both teams were going for this, right? This was sincere, right? Now, if you want to advert for European football and what it means, if you want to advert for why the Super Cup is important, watch that game. Straight up, right? And I think you have to give a lot of kudos to Barcelona, a lot of kudos to Pedro, as you say, Pedro, right? Have to give a lot of kudos to him, especially because of all of the transfer talk about him potentially leaving, then not leaving, the release clause being activated and not quite being activated, and everything else. What Pedro is model professional. Model professional, right? So to go through all of that, which would unsettle most players, and then to go and produce the winning goal. Pedro, that's for you, because it was just incredible. It was just incredible. But the other thing to point out as well is that Barcelona showed that, again, defense, that's their Achilles heel, right? How do you concede 4? How do you do it? Right? And it just goes to show that going forward, they are just that good. They really are. MSN, as I think they're called, right? They really are that good. Right? Because to go and get 5 and 10 around, incredible. Incredible. I think in terms of the cup now, I just want to say congratulations to Preston. You know what I mean? From my time when I was kicking about, knocking about in Preston, you know what I mean? So, everybody over at Deepdale, hello to everyone at the Football Museum, you know what I mean? Keep up the good work over there. And yeah, I just think, you know, for Preston, it's good all the way around, you know, good all the way around. Not just the progression, but for the fans as well. You know, it's good to get the team winning. So, really happy about that. But G-Man, I suppose this is time to hand it over to you. What did you make of the Super Cup and, of course, the Cup games as well?
Well, the Super Cup, I wholesomely agree with you. Barcelona especially with Barcelona at one stage being 4-1 up, and you know, it looked like the game was almost over. And full credit to Sevilla for not giving up at all, and you know, them practically, you know, dragging themselves back into the game, and you know, just making it the spectacle, as you rightfully said it was. Because you know, I'm assuming, speaking to one of my friends, Junior, or Abiko, as you may have known him, I've mentioned him, the Newcastle fan, and he was like, he practically switched off. He walked away. He thought it was a done deal. Barcelona won the game. Same things what Liam touched on about it being, you know, just a preseason friendly. It just felt like that sort of match.
Surely as a Newcastle fan, Abiko must have known, don't walk away from a game at 4-1 up, let alone 4-0. It's one level. Come on, you know I had to crowbar that one.
Yeah. But no, it was a great game. It was totally a great game, and it was a good spectacle for the actual Super Cup in itself. You know, potentially that next season that will give it a little bit more credibility. Yeah, and I just love the way BT Sports. Yeah. I don't know if we're allowed to use their name on our show. Yeah, but I just did. Sorry about that. But I just love the way how they were like
co-host. Why are you apologizing?
The way they made it sound like, yes, and we've got the Super League, the first time we've had it on here, and it's been an awesome event. The way they just tried to milk it up, like, yeah, because it came to BT Sport, it was the spectacle that it was. Just love the way they just tried to make it sound like that.
Well, they did a similar thing with Man City Chelsea on Sky Sports over the weekend. And it was that I don't know anything about the boxer Anthony Joshua, but when I was seeing the big promo, it was like, oh, it's a heavyweight battle. This dude was you could see he was reading a bunch of forced scripted ad-libs that were done by a writer trying to crowbar every single boxing cliche under the sun into a football promo. It's like, how many cliches can I get in to a 1.5-minute build-up video? How many can I get in? And you could hear, like, I even tweeted it. Follow me at SSLJA on Twitter. I tweeted, Anthony Joshua reading out a bunch of scripted ad-libs with absolutely no passion at all. And it's you know, when they try and hype up something that really shouldn't need the hype, it should be able to hype itself up, but you kind of force it, so you end up taking away from the prestige of it. I think it sounds like the Super Cup was kind of like that. But that might just be me speculating. But it's one of them ones. But I don't know. I mean, we got a couple of guys who wanted to jump in on the Capital One Cup results. I mean, Russ Vernon, did you want to jump in on a couple of the Capital One Cup results from the first round?
Yes, I did, Liam. First and foremost, I want to jump in on the game I was at last Tuesday night between Rotherham United and Cambridge. And I thought Rotherham deserved victory. They deserved more than 1-0, and it was a fantastic ball in from Joe for Jordan Bowery to head home to put the Millers into a 1-0 lead on the stroke of half-time. 'Cause a minute after that, it was the referee blew for the full-time half-time. Which was a fantastic header at the far side, and then in the second half, Rotherham could have had a few more. Jordan Bowery went through on goal and shot straight at the keeper. Matt Derbyshire had a shot straight at the keeper. Kelly Roos, the new on-loan Rotherham goalkeeper from Derby, who made a few mistakes in the game against MK Dons. I shouted Roos when he pulled off a brilliant save. Someone sat behind me went, "What's he booing him for?" And his mate went, "He didn't." But fantastic game. Rotherham deserved to win and deserved to go through. And I watched the Leeds game last week. We deserved to win. We played brilliant football, considering we were down to 10 men for such quite a while. We deserved the victory. We should have. For me, Lewis Cook won the ball. He played the ball through to Decore, and then Taylor Sinclair went over top, stamped on Lewis Cook. Cook was sent off for a perfectly good challenge. Both his feet never left the floor. Played the ball through. Referee weren't going to give it, and he didn't have a clear view. It was the linesman who gave it, and it was a fan. We did well to get to penalties with 10 men, and we deserved to go through. But we move on and hopefully get our first 3 points on Wednesday night against Bristol City. And we played well in the matches so far, and Doncaster could only score from the spot against us. They couldn't score from open play, and I was proud of the performance, and we deserved to win. And Doncaster never had a shot to save, apart from in the shootout and the penalty which Scott Wootton gave away, which was a very silly mistake by Scott Wootton.
Just on a side note, thank you for your views, Russ. By the way, Liverpool 1-0 up, 27 minutes gone, Benteke scored on 26, starting to pay back that 32.5 million already. 2 games into his Liverpool career in terms of the Premier League, and he's already scored his first goal. Benteke's! I'm guessing you can tell who I support with that one. But yeah, it's one of them ones. Fantastic stuff. And rumor has it that apparently there's controversy over the goal. One of them ones. I'll come back to that. This is how focused I am to PT Live. I'm actually not watching the Liverpool match. But there's updates coming through, of course. But Ryan Sonley, did you want to jump in as well on the Capital One Cup games?
Oh yeah, I'll jump in on versus Billingham.
Yeah, shoot, Rob.
Hang on, that music was in my head. Yeah, well, we were 1-0 up after 78 minutes. We'd gone ahead due to a Craig Tanner spectacular volley crossed in by Kelvin Meller. And from 18 yards, Craig Tanner on loan from Reading smashed it into the roof of the net. And then we thought, we'll go defensive. So we took off. I can't remember who we took off. Went defensive, and we basically went to sleep and conceded 2 goals.
I thought you were going to go to sleep.
Well, with the last 10 minutes of that game, I thought I was going to go to sleep because they just looked shabby. But I mean, to be honest, we didn't deserve to lose. We were the best side the whole game overall. But I mean, credit to Bradley Duck scoring, getting through the defence and giving it a little cheeky chip over Luke McCormick. He's not the tallest goalkeeper in league. He's probably one of the smallest goalkeepers at 6 foot. But unfortunately, they lost. But I hope Gillingham do well against Birmingham on next Tuesday. Middlesbrough versus Oldham. I was pretty happy with that after their 0-0 draw with Preston in last weekend. But to come back, to win 3-1, they did well, so I was happy about that. And I mean, I watched the Leeds Doncaster game. I thought Doncaster were the better side by far. I mean, Leeds looked strong in parts, but Doncaster the better side. They deserve to win. Red card, blatant red. Deserved it. I mean, going over the top of the ball, it's a straight red. And I thought the other games could be... Well, I thought the penalties were a bit poor from Leeds as well, so that's about it.
I hear that. Well, you know what? Let's shift on then, because we've also got some Football League results to go through, as well as some Premier League results. Oh, we're going to start with the Football League. Friday, 14th of August, 2015. Notts County 0, Mansfield 2. Clements opened the score in 36 minutes, and Tafazoli scored on 80 minutes. Shifting along to Saturday, 15th of August 2015. Coming into the Championship first. Burnley 2, Birmingham 2. Torral opened the score on 10 minutes. Keane equalised on 51 minutes. Cadiz scored a penalty on 63 minutes. And Matty Taylor, oh my word, that free kick on 81 minutes, legit goal of the week contender. Remember, stuff of the week is later on in the show. That was a tremendous goal. Bristol City 2, Brentford 4. Kodjia opened the scoring on 2 minutes. Alan Judge scored on 9 minutes. Aaron Wilbraham scored on 23 minutes. Luke Freeman was sent off on 35 minutes. Williams scored an own goal on 42 minutes. Andre Gray scored on 60 minutes. And Hoffman scored on 71 minutes. A very good comeback, actually, from Brentford as well. Showing that bounce back ability. Derby County 1, Charlton 1. Watt scoring on 48 minutes. Big deflection on that one. But Martin equalised on 68 minutes. Fulham 1, Brighton 2. Sam Baldock opening the scoring on 30 minutes. Kearney scoring on 43 minutes to equalise. And Hemed, cool head under pressure, scoring a 94th minute penalty. Huddersfield 1, Blackburn 1. Naki Wells getting back on score sheets again, scoring on 10 minutes, but Nathan Delafonso equalised on 60 minutes. Ipswich 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Wallace opened the scoring on 19 minutes. Freddie Sears equalising on 21 minutes, and Smith scoring on 53 minutes. Middlesbrough 3, Bolton 0. Bolton swept aside in the first half. Fabrini opened the scoring on 7 minutes. Garcia Martinez, aka Kike, scoring on 17 minutes, scored again on 32 minutes. And when I tell you these goals were slick, these goals were slicker than whale crap in an ice flow, to borrow that one from Jim Cornette. The passing was just superb. MK Dons 0, Preston 1. Gallagher with the only goal of the game on 28 minutes. Hugh Gill got sent off on 83 minutes. Nottingham Forest 2, Rotherham 1. We'll come back to that one in a sec. But for now, QPR 2, Cardiff 2. Clint Hill opening the scoring on 33 minutes. Must be said, free header, poor defending on that one. From a corner that really was sloppy to give away in the first place. But Charlie Austin scored on 56 minutes. Morrison scored on 63 minutes. And Malone scoring an equaliser on 90 minutes. And what an equaliser. Malone, legit goal of the week contender there as well in the QPR Cardiff match too. So it was one of them ones. Oh, it was an absolute beauty. Caught that half volley brilliantly. It was tremendoso. Sky Bet League One, Barnsley 1, Burton 0. Hurahan scoring a penalty on 67 minutes. Coming back just briefly to the Championship, Nottingham Forest 2, Rotherham 1. Collins opened the score on 13 minutes. Mill scored in first half stoppage time, and Mikel Antonio scored on 61 minutes. Shifting back to Sky Bet League One, Blackpool 0, Rochdale 2. McDermott scoring on 58 minutes and Henderson scoring on 87 minutes. Good gravy, the defending was atrocious in the Blackpool match. Turmoil on the pitch, turmoil off it as well, because there were actually protests in regards to the Oyston family. Once again, there were a lot of fans who actually didn't go into the stadium. They decided to protest outside it. Bradford 1, Shrewsbury 1. Clark opened the scoring on 43 minutes and Barnett scored on 46 minutes. Bradford, there is a little footnote to this game actually. Very, very well attended game, and their season tickets have been very fairly priced. So smart move from them. Smart move to get some more fans in. Bury 2, Swindon 2. Pope opened the scoring on 4 minutes. Mayer scored on 52. Robert scored on 74 minutes, and Roger scored on 83. Millwall 0, Coventry 4. Alan Armstrong opening scoring on 6 minutes. Ramirez scoring on 19 minutes. Armstrong scoring again on 24, and O'Brien scoring on 80 minutes. Coming back, Oldham 1, Fleetwood 0. Phyllis Kirk scoring the only goal of the game on 36 minutes. Peterborough 2, Colchester 1. Bond scoring on 30 minutes, and Madison scoring on 31 and 34 minutes. Port Vale 1, Gillingham 1. Dak with Gillingham's goal on 17 minutes, and Dodds equalising on 35 minutes. Scunthorpe 2, Crew 0. Paddy Madden opening the scoring on 10 minutes, scoring again on 65 minutes. Sheffield United 2, Chesterfield 0. Adams scoring on 3 minutes, scored again on 46 minutes. Southend United, sorry Tom. I'm so sorry, Mr. Tom Wood. Southend United 0, Walsall 2. Bradshaw scoring on 8 minutes. Not John Bradshaw, lady, of course. Blue Shoe Wrestling reference right there. And Mantum scoring on 48 minutes. Sky Bet League 2, Barnet 0, Wickham 2. Thompson opened scoring on 53 minutes, and Thompson scored a penalty on 96 minutes. Carlisle 4, Cambridge 4. Core opened the scoring on 11 minutes. Taft scoring on 21 minutes. Ibire scored the first of his 3 goals on 42 minutes. The second on 44 minutes, scored another one on 76 minutes. Wyke scored for Carlisle on 50 minutes. Core scored his second on 45 minutes, and Berry scored on 58 minutes. Crawley Town 1, Wimbledon 2, AFC Wimbledon. Edwards opening the scoring on 34 minutes for Crawley. Akinfenwa scoring on 51 minutes, and Bartram stealing the points on 76 minutes. Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Leyton Orient 3. McCallum scoring on 19 minutes. James scored a penalty on 23 minutes. Cox scored on 56 minutes, and Jamie Curitan, who was this week's guest on Football League Tonight on Channel 5, scored on 90 minutes. Consolation goal. Luton 2, Oxford United 2. Wilkinson scored on 42 minutes. McGeehan scoring on 69 minutes, but Ruth scoring on 82 minutes, and Hoban scoring on 93 minutes. Hoban, not Hogan. Let's get that one straight right there. Here's one. That was Morecambe 1, Accrington 0. Wildig with the only goal of the game on 13 minutes. Newport 2, Stevenage 2. Akinyemi scoring on 39 minutes. Collins scoring on 58. Bowden scoring on 79, and Hughes scoring in second half stoppage time, 91 minutes. Northampton Town 3, Exeter 0. Taylor opening and scoring on 25 minutes. Ryan Cresswell scoring on 38 minutes, and Richards scoring on 89 minutes. Plymouth 1, Portsmouth 2. Matt Tubbs scoring from the penalty spot in first half stoppage time. Roberts scored a penalty on 86 minutes, and Wild scored on 89 minutes. Yeovil 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Dolan was sent off for a second Booker ball offence on 65 minutes. Really silly. Harrison scored on 88 minutes. York 1, Hartlepool 2. Thompson scoring on 57 minutes, and Billy Painter scoring, equalising on 71 minutes, and Woods scoring on 81 minutes. Now, moving on to Sunday, 16th of August in terms of the Football League. Sky Bet Championship, Wolves won, Hull won. Jelavic scoring a penalty on 22 minutes and Henry scoring on 58 minutes. Reading 0, Leeds 0, and in Sky Bet League 1, Wigan 0, Doncaster 0. Now, we've got a few of the Skypers before we move back onto the Premier League results. We've got a few of the Skypers who want to jump in on these results. So, Ryan Sonley, have at it first. You wanted to jump in on some of the Football League results.
Well, yeah. Middlesbrough winning again on the weekend with Kike scoring 2 and Fabrini with a goal of the week contender goal. I mean, that is a very good goal. I mean, I can see him being a really top striker for Middlesbrough this season in place of Patrick Bamford and Jelle Vossen, who we obviously lost out to Palace and Burnley there. But and another one is that we Plymouth were definitely not the best side against Portsmouth. Portsmouth were the better side with a little bit of help from the referee and the assistant referee on the side that nearest to me, which was I sit in the Lyndhurst end, and I mean the first penalty, I've seen the replay of it, and it's not a pen. He's got the ball. Hiram Boateng's got the ball. The second pen, I've not had a clear decision on this one, but I've gone with the views of what our manager, Derek Adams, went with, and he said it was definitely a pen. So, I mean, fair one there. So, and then, I mean, they scored both their pens. They took them really well, so he deserved the goals. But we didn't really press them, and then in the 89th minute, which was a shock for us, we didn't expect to score at all because Portsmouth kept holding the midfield, pushing us back, kept being strong. They were strong, and Greg Wild had the ball. Well, he smashed a volley from with it outside of his left foot, and it went in, and I was like, has that really just gone in? Well, it really did go in. After the game, I went to him, what a good finish, Greg. He's like, wow, that was the best goal I've scored for a while. And I was really happy for him because he's one of my favourite players for this season, and he's on 2 goals this season, and this season's only 3 games old.
Well, 2 games old. 2 games old.
3 games because I'm including the Capital One Cup.
Well, all right. If you want to include that, most of us would just include the league. But yeah, go on. But I mean, it's one of them ones. I mean, Ross Vernon, you wanted to jump in on MK Dons, Preston, Forest v Rotherham, and Reading v Leeds. Let's have a quick little round of it.
Yes, Liam. First and foremost, MK Dons against Preston. We're watching that on Saturday. Fantastic goal from Paul Gallagher for Preston to give them all 3 points in that game. The Jordan Hugo one, the cameras actually missed it, but I saw it on the replay because he missed it the first time. Saw the replay, and you could perfectly see it was a clear stamp. I listened to an interview after the game with Simon Grayson, and he said he's seen video footage and he's had a word with Hugo, and he says Hugo may be punished once the Preston chairman has a look at video footage. He says Hugo may be punished by the club for his reaction, his stamp. So he's got a 3-match ban there, but could be punished by the club as well. Rotherham against Forest against Rotherham. Rotherham were very unlucky in this one, going to Paul Davis, one of the journalists who work for Rotherham, I know quite well. And after the game, Eric Leahy spoke to Jordan Bowery, both ex-teammates from the time at Aston Villa. And Eric Leigh, ex-Leeds loanee, said that it was handball by him and Rotherham should have had a penalty on the line, which blocked Jordan Bowery's chance in the second half, with the scores level at 1-1. So that proved to be the turning point in that game.
Well, what did you feel? What did you think in terms of the game, though? Was that the turning point?
Yeah, I think it was, because we were been talking to Paul Davis. Rotherham were looking much more likely to score at that point, and did after that as well. Forest the goal come a bit lucky for them. The second one, who was pushing onto the crossbar, and he just bounced down, and he could have gone anywhere. And he just fell to ex-Wednesday man Mikel Antonio to hit home for Forest to make it 2-1. The Reading against Leeds game, I thought I've seen Alice Lowen, and Sol Bamba was very lucky to only get a yellow card very early on. For me, he should have been sent off. Captain, last ditch challenge, and he didn't get nowhere near the ball. Referee only booked him, probably 'cause it was early on in the game. But for me, I would have sent him off. But Chris Wood showed some good touches and a good shot, which just went over to turning on, after fetching it down on his chest and turning. And if we create chances, I would did yesterday, Antonucci on where his pace was last 10-15 minutes in the game. We could end up winning matches this season, more than we'll lose, playing some good football. And I thought Wolves were very unlucky not to win yesterday against Hull City as well. They deserved all 3 points for me. And what were Wolves keeper doing yesterday? Just dropping the ball to Henry from to head home into an empty net. Poor mistake by the Hull City keeper. I'm sorry about that. Elliott and Matt Whitfield, but poor goalkeeping, and poor goalkeeping from McGregor. I think he should be dropped for Kupovic in the next game for you. I don't know what you guys think. Elliott, Sam, and Matt about that one.
Well, hopefully they'll get back on, and we'll see what happens in regards to that. I mean, Kieran Riley, you wanted to jump in on Wolves v Hull.
Yes, I certainly did. I was there. First home game of the new season was absolutely fantastic, apart from the poor decisions the ref was making. If you did watch it on Sunday, all around good game. Hull City did deserve that penalty, to be honest. After I didn't see a good angle of it from where I was sitting, but penalty was deserved when I watched the highlights. But the goalkeeper, what is he thinking? He can't catch a ball for absolutely anything.
You saying he can't catch a cold?
No, he can't catch a ball. Yeah, so look, that was a lucky goal for us. But in the first 30 seconds of the game, that mistake by the goalkeeper could have got us 1-0 up within the first 30 seconds of the game, if you've seen the highlights for it.
I actually haven't had a chance to.
It was literally an inch from goal. We all got up and started cheering, but then some damn defender decided to kick it out just before it rolled across the line. So close. We could have been 2 goals up in less than 2 minutes with some of the shots we had, but didn't fall through. But James Henry managed to get us a good header for us in the 58th minute after the goalkeeper making a stupid mistake. But all I can say is 1-1, fair draw. Roll on QPR on Wednesday night.
I hear that. That's gonna be an interesting one for sure. See what happens in that one. But you know what? Yeah, it's one of those. We're gonna switch on to the Premier League results and where we are going to start with the Premier League. We're gonna start on Friday, and that Friday being August the 14th. Aston Villa 0, Man United 1. Adnan Januzaj scoring the only goal of the game on 29 minutes. Van Gaal has actually challenged him to be consistent. Like, you can only be consistent if you're getting consistent game time. So it's a bit of an odd criticism. But Saturday, 15th of August, 2015, Southampton 0, Everton 3. Romelu Lukaku opening scoring on 22 minutes. Scored again on 45 minutes, and Ross Barkley scored a quality goal. Sumptuous finish on 84 minutes. Sunderland 1, Norwich 3. Sunderland getting another team getting turned over at home. What is it with the S's getting turned over at home so far? Martin scoring on 26 minutes, Whittaker scoring on 37 minutes, Nathan Redmond scoring on 57 minutes, Watmore scoring on 88 minutes. Utterly awful defending, and some people are actually hilariously calling it the Dick Advocat's head. It's like, yeah, it's like we know who. People, all I can say is this: people calling for Advocat's head, we know who the dicks are, and we're not talking about Advocat. Anyway, leaving that one aside, I know Jezzy's probably face palming with that one. Same with G-Man. With that scripted ad lib.
Yes, I am.
Oh, good Lord. Boy, you need Jesus. Anyway. But Swan.
No. Boy, you need Jesus.
There was Swansea 2, Newcastle 0. Speaking of Jezzy Fizzle, Bafa Tembi Jezzy, aka Gomis, opened the scoring on 9 minutes and did that really weird crawling celebration again. I find that celebration so creepy. It's like, it's like, dude, it's like, Bafa, what's the matter with you, Bafa? What's the matter with you, boy? It's like every time I see this situation, this celebration, that's all I think. Is all I think of. By the way, Liverpool 1, AFC Bournemouth 0. Benteke's 26-minute goal is the difference at half time in that particular match. Hoorah! Sorry, it had to be done. Anyway, yeah, Bafatembi Gomis opened the scoring for Swansea on 9 minutes, and AU scored on 52 minutes. Daryl Yanmat was booked on 17 minutes, sent off on 41 minutes. Tottenham 2, Stoke 2. Eric Dier with a quality near post header, scoring on 19 minutes. Nasser Chadley scoring in first half stoppage time. But Tottenham Hotspur, in my view, and I'm sure the G-Man will agree, being the average J. Brown team that they are, threw away a 2-0 lead. Arnautovic scored a penalty on 78 minutes. For me, it was a questionable penalty. But Juve scored on 83 minutes, and how Tottenham threw away that lead. Good Lord, was mad. Watford 0, West Brom 0. West Ham 1, Leicester 2. Okazaki opened the scoring on 27 minutes. That man again, Riyad Mahrez. We were talking about him before, just when we were setting up for Pitch Talk meets Darrell David on Saturday night. We were actually talking about Riyad Mahrez. I think he's 3-2 now. But he scored on 38 minutes. Payet scored on 55 minutes. But Adrian, oh my God. Adrian got sent off on 92 minutes. Basically, let me set the scene for this before we go to the Sunday's results. Basically, Adrian was up for a corner gets cleared, and I swear Adrian was either trying to do Sweet Chin music or he was just trying to do a big, test big boot to the face. Rest in peace, Andrew Martin. He was trying to do test big boot to the face, but he caught one of the Leicester backline right in the abs, and it's like, ooh, you can see why he got sent off. There was clearly no malice in it, but the fact that he caught the man and it was dangerous play meant he had to go. And it was like, oh, was it really worth it? Trying to get a last minute equalizer. Now you're banned for 3 games. It's one of them ones. It was like, ooh. But, shifting on to Sunday, 16th of August, 2015, Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 2. G-Man, you want to go through the scorers on this? Who was the? All right, we might.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking and my mic was off. Sorry about that.
Palace v Arsenal. You want to have at it?
I was cursing you, Liam. I was cursing. How dare you tell the people to score?
I swear I will strike down upon thee with furious anger and great vengeance.
No, but just go through this score quickly. Yeah, Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 2. Giroud scoring on the 16th minute, a beautiful lofted mid-drift cross towards Giroud in the box by Ozil. And, it was a lovely sort of bicycle kick that Giroud executed. And it was 1-0 Arsenal. But then Ward scoring on the 28th minute, a goal not coming out of nowhere, to be honest, because Crystal Palace were threatening, but from Ward himself, you know, it was a bit unexpected for him to strike it in the way that he did. And it went through the Arsenal backline, past Peter Cech and into the net. And it was a lovely goal. You know, any defender scoring that sort of goal, you'd be happy with it. And on the 55th minute, an own goal scored by Delaney, very unlucky by the Palace man. Arsenal basically on the attack. Sanchez causing a lot of trouble in the box beforehand, and I think the ball was crossed into Sanchez, who then, I can't remember if it was headed or he struck it, but it hit the boot of Delaney, who basically turned it into his own net. And it was a 2-1 victory for Arsenal in their second London derby of the season. If I just sum up my views on the game briefly, it wasn't the best of performances, but it was attacking wise, we looked sharp in places, but defensively again, we just didn't look as a team as a whole. We didn't look correct. You know, there was so many gaps in our midfield, especially when we were bombing forward, and especially if you got the likes of Zaha, Balassi punching, running at you, you can't afford to give that much space because, you know, not disrespecting any of those players, but better teams like the Real Madrids and Barcelona's, Dortmund's, when we get into the Champions League, if we're playing that sort of high line and that sort of expressive type game, we're going to get caught unaware, and we're just teams are just going to catch us and they're going to destroy us basically if we play as we did against Palace. To be honest, that's my feeling. And about the goal, I know we had a little debate about it, but again, I do have my qualms about Peter Cech. Again, Peter Cech, in my eyes, you know, could have done a lot better with that goal. You know, I'm not bemoaning him as we won the game, but if we had lost it, I would have been livid because I just thought, you know, as an experienced goalkeeper, he would have had his arms outstretched and at least got his fingertips onto the ball, regardless of whether he saw the ball or not. His arms were curled into his body from what I saw. And it's that experience we bought him for. So, you know, goals like this seeping through on him, you know, he's meant to be the clean sheets master. And so far he hasn't kept a clean sheet. I know it's only 2 games. But yeah, all in all, we won. We got the 3 points. Happy with the 3 points. Bring on Liverpool next Monday night. It is going to be a battle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is what it will be a battle. It will not just be a battle. It will be a titanic battle. And, hey, well, you're going to be there, right?
Yeah. Definitely not going to miss that one for, anything.
SOB.
Yeah, I need to get there. I need to see us beat Liverpool.
Well, let's not go that far. Let's not Let's not do a curveball right on strike one. Let's not go that far. Yeah. But this one was the other. By the way, it is one of them was Connor Wickham is hilarious, talking smack about Crystal Palace v Arsenal, saying Arsenal were lucky. No, mate, it wasn't lucky. I mean, if anything, Sanchez should have scored within the first 15 minutes. So it's like, Arsenal were not lucky in that game. Crystal Palace's goal was against a run of play, if anything. If you saw the live updates that we were doing, it's a case of you'll see that reflected. I think the line was out of nowhere. What was it? Out of nowhere, like the diamond cutter / RKO. Because those of you who don't know, the RKO was inspired by the diamond cutter. The diamond cutter by Diamond Dallas Page. So it's one of them was former WCW champion. Also was a WCW tag champion. Also was a US champion and actually a Lord of the Ring as well. He had that Lord of the Ring Super Bowl ring kind of thing as well. So it is one of them ones. But Man City 3, Chelsea 0 is our next result. Sergio Aguero had a little running battle with Asmir Begovic, and he finally started to win the battle in 31 minutes with a quality goal. His low center of gravity, amazing. But Vinny Kompany scored on 79 minutes. And Fernandinho scored a quality goal on 85 minutes. Of course, Pitch Talk, we were doing updates on both of those Sunday games. Chelsea, we've got something on Chelsea a bit later on in the show and what's up with that. So we're going to come back to that one later. But the fact of the matter is, Man City deserved to win. Completely deserved the win in that one. They were dominant start to finish. In terms of Chelsea, they were only on top for what, cumulatively about 15 minutes in that whole game. No matter what Mourinho wants to say, no matter what excuses he wants to bring up, I thought he was straight out of excuses. You get that reference? It's straight out of BS, more like. But it is one of them was where, hey, Man City laying down an early marker against the reigning champions. But Jazzy Fizzle, you wanted to jump in on the Man United Aston Villa match, the Friday match, actually, to which, well, we had a Pitch Talk push point a while ago about the Friday matches, and that was the first. So, how about it?
Well, I suppose I can kind of jump in on everything. I'll go back to, go forward even, to Chelsea and Manchester City. I think that game, very, very interesting. I listened to that one on the radio, and I honestly thought, I was talking to my uncle before the game, and I said, I think it'll probably be 2-2. You might even see Kurt Zouma play in midfield. None of that happened. And I was very, very surprised. Especially, maybe they thought that the form of Yaya Toure, or as I like to call him, probably wasn't going to be a consistent thing. But, it just goes to show you cannot ignore players of that caliber. I was listening to something on 5 Live talking about, Raheem Sterling integrating himself into that team, whereas, the go-to guys in the squad already, David Silva, Yaya Toure, Sergio Aguero, and I say to you, did Chelsea actually cope with any of them? No,
not at all.
So, I just thought maybe the game plan from Chelsea was a little bit off. And Manchester City were at it from first minute, literally. I think there was a chance created after 30 seconds for Sergio Aguero. And it was really just a matter of time. Because what I was surprised by was the lack of adjustment from Chelsea. Yes, there was a very interesting incident with Diego Costa and Fernandinho just before halftime.
There was also one with Gary Cahill about 2 minutes before as well, to which everyone started going, okay, I wonder what's going to happen now. Is he going to start moaning about the stuff?
And you know what? One of my teams of the week has to be the Manchester City fans for applauding when the physio and
that roar was hilarious.
And the doctor came on. I was just like, you guys know good banter. I have to laugh. That's really good. But overall, as I say, I think for me, really, really good game. Surprised that there wasn't more fight from Chelsea. And it goes to show that the champions can be got at. And it also shows that, at least in the first 2 games of the season, Manchester City seem to, really be on a course of redemption, But going over the rest of the results, Arsenal, Crystal Palace. It was good to see Ian Wright in attendance for that one. He arrived on one of his motorbikes and was greeted and by lots of different people. And again, it just goes to show, yes, Arsenal lost the first game against West Ham, but this is a quality team, right? And this is what quality teams do. In terms of the grabs for Crystal Palace, I'm really not going to say too much about that. Okay. In terms of form, I think, at the moment, the man of the minute at the moment has to be Riyad Mahrez. He's on fire right now. Absolutely on fire. And you know what? I hope his form continues. Speaking of another man on form at the moment, Bafétembi. You call him Jezzy. I call him Gomis. 2 goals, 2 games. The same with Andre Ayew. There's something going on in Swansea. Speaking of Wales, right? Shout out to Jennifer Evans and JE Entertainment and Promotions. Nothing but love over there. But two very important goals and 2 very good results for Swansea early on. Maybe they're building something. And of course, Bafétembi Gomis, you call him Jezzy, is also racking up some points for me as well. So thank you very much. Everton, Romelu Lukaku, who you won't call Jezzy anymore. You don't call Jezzy anymore because his hair is short, right? Again, fantastic performance from him. I know we were talking about that he has to justify being a £20 million or over £20 million player as of last year. If he continues to perform how he performed on Saturday, the justification will come. And speaking of justification for a young player, a young English player, that has to go to Ross Barkley. Not at the moment, because I think he needs to continually string together those kinds of performances. But as Tim Howard said after the game, you know, if he's able to continue to do that, and he hopes it continues, then, you know, there's a really strong case for that argument, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he does need to get seasoned, baby, and start.
No, he does.
Together, just like Adnan Januzaj needs to be consistent.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that fact at all. But when you look at, you know, potential goals of the week, okay, there's 2 of them from Ross Barkley in 2 weeks.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, you know, if you're not paying attention, I think you probably should start very, very soon. And going back to Manchester United, Aston Villa, you know, I will say this, and then I'm going to hand the floor over, because I think Mr. Tom was trying to get through on the phone. All right. So I'm going to free up the phone line. Make sure you get your calls and get your texts in. Make sure you leave your name when you send the text as well. All right, those will get read out live during the show. But I think Aston Villa probably deserved more from the game. I think they could have given a little more in the game as well. I think if they really tried to go for it, I think Manchester United could have been had. I also think that, you know, for me, Manchester United is about greatness, especially defensively, but going forward, oh my goodness. My goodness. And I'm not saying that in a good way. I'm saying that in a terrible way. And I want to say hello to my good friend Sherry. She's now locked on. Princess Bella, how are you, darling? They're both locked on over in Florida. So big hello to them.
Big shouts.
Yeah, I mean, just going forward, I think the thing is, everybody's kind of expecting Memphis Depay, or as he's known in the Premier League, Memphis, just to go and not even hit the ground running. He's just supposed to fly straight away, right? And I understand that given the price tag that Manchester United paid for him and everything else, but he does need to assimilate and acclimatize. That does need to happen, okay? And that will take a little bit of time. Same with Bastian Schweinsteiger, okay? But as I say, going forward, in terms of the cut and thrust, it just wasn't there. It wasn't there. You know, I think I happened to see the game against Tottenham. There was only like 1 or 2 moves where there was any sort of real incision and, you know, real creativity and invention in the final third. And right now it's lacking. And speaking of lacking, somebody who really is lacking right now, yes, I will point the gun at the captain, Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney seems off the pace for me.
Yeah.
He seems out of form, out of sorts. And, you know, the thing about it is, if this Manchester United team is going to succeed this season, they need him to go and find a way to find the form. Now, at least against Tottenham, he was in the right position. He didn't score, but he was in the right position to essentially affect the goal to the point where, you know, there was an own goal, right? I ask you this question. Against Aston Villa, what did he do? Like, yes, he ran around a lot, if you look at his touch map, but apart from that, apart from, you know, as I say, actually playing as an out-and-out number 9, where was that? Right? And he had a couple of really heavy touches. I think he had one really, really bad pass. I think it was back to Darmian, and Darmian had to hoof it. And I'm not talking about Robert Hoof, right? He literally had to hoof it just because, you know, there was really nothing else he could do with it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he really is out of sorts, on off collar at the minute. I think maybe he needs someone to dovetail with up top. Maybe his better position isn't as an out-and-out number 9. Maybe, I suppose, a number 11 is like a second striker, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he's better suited to being an 11 rather than a number 9. So maybe, you know, you have him and you put probably Chicharito as an out-and-out striker in the number 9 role and see what happens. Have the 2 of them play together. Because at the moment, it doesn't seem to be clicking for him. And I'm not sure what it is. Because here's the thing, the first 2 games of the season, Juan Mata's been absolutely sensational. And I'm not using hyperbole there. He has been sensational. If you look at his distribution, it's been immense. It really has. And he's looked dangerous on that right-hand side, cutting in onto his left, you know, driving into the box, so on and so forth. And as I say, his distribution, link-up play, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Last season we said, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you, one? But now you can't say that anymore. Because one is like, oh, this is what's up. Right? Literally, the only thing missing from Juan Mata's game at the moment is a goal. That's it. Everything else is there. Apart from the goal. That's it. And speaking of the goal, great goal from Adnan Januzaj. Great goal. But I have to agree with Louis van Gaal. You have to do more than put the ball in the back of the net. That's not the only thing that you're there for.
I was going to say, that's not too bad a start, though.
No. In all fairness, it's not. But you have to do more. And I use a performance comparison to that of Ross Barkley. Right? Yes, he scored. But as Roberto Martinez said, I think he was talking to 5 Live, he said one of the reasons why that goal came about was because he did everything else. And did everything else very well. So I think once Adnan goes and puts all of that together, you know, you'll really see some interesting stuff. Obviously, he was playing as a number 10. He wasn't playing wide, so that was quite interesting. For me, tactically, I'd like to see more interchange. I would love to see Juan Mata get some time during games in the number 10 role, because I think he just has that.
That's where he's best.
That's where I think he's going to cause a lot of damage. Whereas right now, while he's doing damage from the right and performing very, me, that's his best position. What I didn't understand was why there wasn't more interchange with Adnan Januzaj going up to the right. Obviously, Memphis is more natural on the left, so him and Adnan could have swapped an interchange periodically a lot more for me personally. But at the same time, am I the manager of Manchester United? No. That was a job that was given to the G-Man. For all of you who may or may not remember, all right? And if you don't, please go and check out the video. All right, that one was one of my favorites from back in the day. But yeah, you know, at the same time, I have to say this. While it hasn't been pretty, the team is still winning, right? And if you're winning while it's ugly and you're trying to figure everything out, just imagine what will happen when everything starts to click.
Yeah. But it's got to be given time to click, and that's what a lot of fans don't do. They don't give it time to click.
Well, this is the thing. It's only been 2 games. Yes, we're going to go and play Club Brugge tomorrow night in the Champions League playoff qualifying thingy, Bobby. Right?
Which is why that game was on a Friday in the first place.
Yeah. And you know, in many ways, I'm grateful for that, because obviously the players have time to relax. And if you're Juan Mata, you know, you have time to watch everybody else play football, because he's just a big football fan. You know, in many ways, that's good. And now that's the focus. And as you say, look, it's only been 2 games. But at the same time, it's 2 games, 2 wins. What more do you want? Right? I know we say that the football has to look like this, smell like this, taste like this, everything else. I'm aware of that. Okay? I'm aware of that. But this is a results business. You can have teams that play really, really attractive, pretty football and lose. Okay? If at the end of the season, Manchester United aren't at the top of the table, even if they're going to play pretty football, I will tell you what will happen to Louis van Gaal. He'll be sacked. So to me personally, I'd much rather, as I say, while it's not going so well, let the team get the points required and move up the table. As opposed to them not doing that, and then we're talking about, you know, what's going on, for example, over at Sunderland. Even though, right, when you look at the teams and expectations, look, this Sunderland team barely survived relegation. What did you think was going to happen? Realistically, it hasn't been a wholesale change of the squad, okay? And again, it's only been 2 games. So like you said, the people that are looking to get Dick Advocat out, as you said, we know who the dicks are, and we're not talking about Advocat.
Exactly. It's one of them. I just find it a little unsettling that people are saying, "Get Dick out, get Dick out," and it's like if that ever starts becoming a chant, I am going to have an absolute field day.
Well, I'll say this, right?
Not as a wrong one, by the way, not even as a wrong one, just because it's one of them ones, it would be utterly stupid.
Well, no, not just that. I was just hoping that it doesn't make its way over to the Bundesliga, right? Especially any Hoffenheim game.
Oh, we brought that up on Saturday as well. Oh, Lordy.
You know, because that did happen. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that chant would be best at Benfica. Anyway.
Well, yeah, you'd be going on the attack, right, to make sure that you stay strapped. Yeah. Anyway, to all of you, thank you so much for the time and listening to me. I'm going to take a short sabbatical. Tom, if you're still trying, you can get through now, and I will join you all later on in the show. Please make sure you get all of your stuff into Stuff of the Week. That is later on in the show. I'm very interested in finding out what your goals are, because I know I've got 2 classics for you later on in the show.
G-Man, did you want to jump in on some of the other Premier League results as well?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I guess with the Man United, I might as well start where Jesse just finished off. I personally thought Aston Villa, after their victory at the beginning of the season, they were pretty flat against Man United. There was a lot of talk about this being the perfect time to play Man United, with Man United, building a fairly newer team, losing Di Marie, bringing in Depay, making some wholesale changes, selling Van Persie. So it's a perfect time to play them at the beginning of the season whilst they're trying to build cohesion. And it did show at times where Man United, showed flashes of what brilliance they will be able to produce once this team's settled with one another. But they weren't the Man United again that we knew of like 2-3 seasons ago, before David Moyes' era. And the problem with Aston Villa, what I saw personally, and I was having a conversation with some chap on Twitter, was that Aston Villa, the players were too far away from each other. I've been an Arsenal fan, watching the way Arsenal play. The intricate play when you're playing passing football, especially, you've got to be quite close together. And there's a lot of movement. To really pull it off. You can't be, have masses of space between, your midfielders and your defenders, your right back and your right winger, and expect to slide it up the line without, someone of the opposition taking the impetus on themselves, thinking, look, I can cut this out, and start catching onto your game, thinking I can cut a lot of these passes out, because these players are not moving to the ball that's being passed to them. And that was, I don't know if you watched the game or you're going to watch it, but you'll notice that a lot of Aston Villa's passes were like long ballish. It was, sort of ridiculous, especially at points where they had a lot of time on the ball, and, Jesse mentioned the point about, them losing Benteke, you ain't got Benteke, and they tried that system last season where playing long ball to Agbonlahor, it's not going to work. You need to play it to his feet. He likes to run onto the ball, so he really needs a creative midfielder who's going to slide those balls in, behind the defender for him to run on. And if you are going to play long ball, why did you not start with Gustedes? Villa did not start with Gustedes, which was confusing to me, because I thought have him on the pitch to cause problems in the box. Man United are playing blind in defence. That's not his preferred position. And, he's playing as a centre-back. Have Gustedes there to cause some trouble. Smalling and, is fighting for his position. Cause some trouble in the box. Put Man United under pressure. But, there's not much more I can say about that, because Man United, they got their goal. It was a wonderful goal by Januzaj. He showed composure, and it was a brilliant strike. Matters threw ball to him. Boy, that was just excellent. That has to be one of the passes of the season so far. And full shout out to Man United for that victory. And as Jesse said, it is another 3 points on the board for them, and they can't really complain about anything. Other games, there was one in particular that I just wanted to.
What, from Saturday or from Sunday?
From Saturday.
From Saturday, Southampton, Everton, Sunderland, Norwich, Swansea, Newcastle, Spurs.
Stoke. I've got to talk about Tottenham Stoke. And yeah, all right, big shout out to all the other teams like Swansea, honourable mention to them as they bring that up here, but I won't speak about that. And also, Norwich, I thought that was a very good victory by themselves. And West Ham, it just goes to show, you can have a good victory one week and then not turn up the next week as did Arsenal at the beginning of the season. So, this is going to be a very tight Premiership, I reckon. But Tottenham Stoke, I was listening to the rivals, the enemies, whatever you want to call them, the other day, and there was this saying one fan had said about Tottenham, like from a Tottenham fan who said basically Tottenham are the team, where in all games they start off so well, or in most games where they start off so well, and you just can't believe that they're going to produce the goods because they end up throwing it away. And this is what this game was all about. This is a game that they should have won. Absolutely terrible defending on both goals. Arnautovic's penalty, well executed, and to give it away in the 81st minute like that in the way they did.
I still think it was a questionable penalty, to be frank. In my view, it was a questionable penalty. Wow.
Well, questionable or not questionable, at the end of the day, they shouldn't be put in a position to give it away, especially, where it's just switching off.
Yeah.
When teams switch off, that's what happens. And goal comes in the 78th minute, rocks the boat. You've already switched off. It's harder to get back into the game, and you're giving the impetus to the opposition. And Arsenal, like you said, 4-4. I've seen it before.
It's one of them ones where I said, buddy, the Tottenham Stoke game defending terrible. Same could be said for Southampton and Sunderland as well, just calamitous defending. But Swansea was slick. Their defeat at Newcastle, them goals were slick. Like I said, slicker than whale crap in an ice flow, to borrow Jim Cornette's line. And Ed said, Adrian said, the off was quite funny. But the fact is, Arsenal were not lucky. Chelsea were not dominant. So that was the way it was. For me, that's the way it was. Wayne Schumann, you've returned after a few weeks sabbatical. Did you want to go through Crystal Palace Arsenal?
Yeah. How you doing?
All good, man. How are you, man?
Yeah, all good, man. As I said, I saw the interview back or clips of it, and I looked like half cut by 2:00.
For the FA Cup,
I told you I wasn't looking forward to that because I was just like, in my own little world. It was cup final day. I was just, getting on it. But it was a good day.
I know I'm going to be drinking, but hopefully you catch me early so you don't know that I've been drinking.
But yeah, no, I thought we played better than we did against West Ham. I think West Ham, we were just so sloppy at times, and as I said, it annoyed me that people were blaming Giroud and Cech. It was the whole team last weekend that played really bad. We created chances, but the whole team just were below par last weekend. And this weekend, I think we played better. But as I said to you on Facebook, as far as title challenges go, I don't know yet. I'm not getting my hopes up on it.
Well, you can't make that much of a decision after 2 games, though. We all know there's favourites and all that kind of crap, but it's one of them.
The thing is, like a lot of it with Arsenal is all the hype. A lot of, we signed Cech, which I thought was a great signing. And then everyone was going, because we signed Cech, we're going to win the league, we're going to challenge for the title. No, we still need 3 players. We still need a defender, a solid defender. We still need a defensive midfielder, and we still need a world-class striker. Without them 3 players, even Thierry Henry said it the other day, without them players, you ain't going to win the league. And we need them. We need a Benzema or someone like that can come in. I just don't think we're going to challenge for the league. I really don't. If we do, great, but going on to United as well is my point. Like a few seasons ago, when United won the league, they were playing bad, but they were still pulling out results. And they're doing that again this season. So far, they haven't really hit top form yet, and they're still pulling out results. And I think when United do hit top form, they're going to be a force. So I think they'll be up there. And I think it'll be them and City challenging for the title. towards the end. But as Arsenal, obviously pleased with the win. Giroud played a lot better. Obviously, that goal was a quality goal. They said Ozil played better than last weekend. I think a lot of them played a lot better than last weekend. As I said, all in all, happy with the 2-1 win at Palace. I weren't too confident going into that game just because of the way we played against West Ham, and Palace got off to a good start. And I was thinking, Palace are going to be quite a hard team to beat this season at Selhurst Park, especially. But very, very pleasing with the 2-1 victory there. So we'll see how we get on against Liverpool next Monday night.
Yeah, because that's going to be a very interesting game.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
Interesting. So on them ones, if I get bragging rights, you ain't going to hear the end of it.
If we lose, I ain't coming on Pitch Talk for the rest of the season.
Oh, Lordy. It won't be that bad a defeat. Well, hopefully it will be. Anyway, but no, it is. But it's one of them ones where we also had Ryan Sonley who wanted to jump in on the Premier League results from the weekend as well before he moved to Ross Vernon, and then we're going to move on.
Yeah, I only watched the Man City-Chelsea game, and I thought Man City showed reasonable force. They were the best team by far. They deserved the 3-0 victory. Aguero, it took him, 4 attempts, and then on his 5th attempt, he actually scored. He should have buried the first attempt, but at least he scored. And, I was glad and Fernandinho should have shot. His goal was pretty class. And I can't even remember who scored the third now. Who was the third, Lil?
The third goal in Man City Chelsea was Fernandinho. The icing on the cake, as we called it on the up.
Who scored the second?
The second was Kompany.
That's it.
Kompany's header when he got away from the advantage.
Yeah. I forgot about him. But, it was a good header. He's going to be a reasonable force when Man City have got corners. And I think Man City will be up there fighting for the title alongside United, maybe even Chelsea. But, it's still early days.
Of course. Ross Vernon, you wanted to jump in as well, didn't you?
Yeah, yes, I did, Liam. First, I was going to say, I thought, like you've been saying, Man United didn't play as well as they did. We still got the 3 points against Aston Villa on Friday night. I think Leicester could be one of the teams who could shock us this season. They started off well, 2 wins from 2 of the playing decent football under Claudio Ranieri. I think when I first got appointed, I was speaking to Brad X, big shout out to you, Brad, on Facebook and Twitter, and I was saying that he could, I think I was saying if they weren't doing well by Christmas time, then he could have gone. And I think it surprised me so far this season. 2 wins from 2. Deserved the win over West Ham of the weekend. Silly decision from Adrian as well, Liam, to get sent off. I don't know why he's boot. Only he will know.
Well, he is trying to get. Well, it was one of them. Was a high bouncing ball. He is trying to. You could see his eyes are on the ball, so it wasn't one of them ones where he's maliciously gone to try and give someone the big boot to the face, to crowbar that obligatory wrestling reference.
Yep, I know what you mean. And I thought the first goal from Romelu Lukaku for Everton was a fantastic team building move, with fantastic running, fantastic header from Lukaku. I thought Everton played well against Southampton. Norwich game against Sunderland, I thought another shock result for Norwich. I thought Sunderland might have won that, but wanted to be Norwich were more up for the game, but they wanted in more. Swansea against Newcastle, I thought Swansea looked very good in their play against Newcastle. Newcastle's defence looked shocking from my way last weekend against Southampton. In Spurs, I thought they threw that game away, as mentioned so far, and Stoke deserved the draw in that game. I had the Watford game on at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon on my iPad while watching MK Don's game. And I thought that would be boring. I thought to myself beforehand, Spurs, Stoke, West Brom United, Watford United. I thought I'll put Watford game on because we're new boys in the league and be poor with. Be poor. I saw a bit of the Crystal Palace game as well, and I thought Arsenal, like Wayne said, playing much better than what they did against West Ham, and Zeverly took the 3 points very deflect, very own goal, and Man City just looked absolutely dominant against Chelsea. And he looked like they wanted him more than Chelsea, although Begovic did pull off some good saves early on. But he looked like Man City wanted it a bit more, and I think, like you've been saying, I think up the end of the season, I think Man City will be up there. Man United will probably be up there when they come strong towards the end of the season. I think Chelsea will come good and be up there after put 2 poor results early on. And I think your boys might be up there, Liam, as well. Liverpool will probably challenge for the Champions second spot. I think you'll probably just finish third with either City or Chelsea coming top, and then United coming fourth in the Premier League this season. And I think Arsenal, G-Man and Mike, I think Arsenal will probably just finish fifth next season.
It's one of them ones. We will see how that goes, because there's a lot more of this season to go. But speaking of a lot more to go, we've got a lot more show to go as well. About 73 minutes gone, that Liverpool still 1-0 up against newcomers Bournemouth. So it's one of them ones. Yeah, Benteke with that goal on 26 minutes, baby. It was half-time, 1-0 to Liverpool at half-time there, Daddy. But it's still 1-0 to Liverpool at half-time there, Daddy. So it is one of them ones. But you know what? It is time for us to start shifting on in terms of the show, because it is time for us to go into
Gentlemen, talking points. Straight shooting LJ, the G-Man and Jesse Fizzle. Proudly bring you your Monday Night Football fix. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday night, and this is Pitch Talk. Yeah. This is your Monday Night Football fix, and we like the way. But we're gonna start. We're gonna start actually with some congratulations before we move into some transfers. We're going to move into some congratulations. Houghton, Bardsley and Bronze in All-Star squad. This is from 17th of August 2015 today. England captain Steph Houghton, fellow defender Lucy Bronze and goalkeeper Karen Bardsley have been named in the Women's World Cup All-Star squad. The Manchester City trio were among 23 players selected by FIFA's technical study group. The Lionesses won bronze in Canada, the best finished by the England women's team at a World Cup. Carly Lloyd, who scored a hat-trick against Japan in the final, is among 5 Americans in the squad. Lloyd, who also received the Golden Ball as the best player of the tournament, is joined by compatriot and Golden Glove winner Hope Solo. German striker Celia Sasic, the Golden Boot winner with 6 goals, has since retired from football at age 27. Like Sasic, England's bronze was shortlisted for the Golden Ball Award, having scored 2 goals, including a stunning strike as England beat Norway in the last 16. Houghton played every minute of England's campaign, while Bardsley was substituted in their quarterfinal win over Canada with a swollen eye. However, she returned to start in their semi-final loss to Japan and saw out the remainder of the tournament. Now, the squad, the FIFA Women's World Cup All-Star squad. Goalkeepers Nadine Angra of Germany, Karen Bardsley of England, Hope Solo of the USA. Defenders Saori Ariyoshi of Japan, Lucy Bronze of England, Kadisha Buchanan of Canada, Steph Houghton of England, Julie Johnston of the USA, Megan Klingenberg of USA, and Wendy Renard of France. The midfielders and forwards, Ramona Bachmann of Switzerland, Lisa Devana of Australia, Amandine Henry of France, Elise Kellum-Knight of Australia, Eugenie Le Sommer of France, quality player, Carly Lloyd of the USA, Anya Mittag of Germany, Aya Miyama of Japan, Megan Rapinoe of the USA, Mizuo Sakaguchi of Japan, Celia Sasic of Germany, Elodie Tomis of France, and Rumi Utsugi of Japan. That's one of them ones. Now, you know what, yeah? It's quite a good look 23 woman squad there, to be perfectly frank. But you know what? Big congratulations to Karen Bardsley, Lucy Bronze, and Steph Houghton for making it. I mean, it's one of them ones. It's a great achievement when you're recognized, especially by the powers that be, that will run in the cup, and you're picked by the FIFA technical committee as being part of the squad of the tournament. I mean, it's one of them ones. It's fantastic stuff, and I think deservedly so, to be perfectly frank. I mean, you can't really argue with too many of the players in there, to be frank. So it is one of them ones, man. I mean, G-Man, what you reckon of that 23 woman squad, the All-Star squad?
Well, you know what? As I said before, I don't really watch the women's game. I haven't really kept in touch with it, so I don't really have an inkling on the players and their stance in the women's game. But like you said, I will say congratulations to anyone that's made it into this team, because any sort of all-stars team, I'm imagining it's like basketball where you've got the all-stars teams, like whether it's the Russian or the US all-star team. So that is a big feat to actually appear in it. And as you said, for the 3 British ladies that are in it, getting into that squad alongside, players with USA, Japan and whatnot, it is a great feat. It's a great feat. And big shout out to Lily Olumi, who's just joined us.
Yeah, and Lily Olumi actually wanted to jump in on this, so feel free and welcome to the show.
Hi guys, you all right?
All good, you?
I'm all right, yeah. Fine.
Good stuff. You wanted to jump in on Bardsley, Bronze, and Houghton making the 23, and hey, run comment on the 23 if you want.
Just saying it's a good team, and I mean, I actually did watch quite a few of the games and thought they were worth watching. Actually, I think women's football is coming on, hopefully.
No, definitely. I mean, we're hoping for exactly the same thing. I mean, funnily enough, this coming Wednesday, 19th of August, 2015, Pitch Talk at the Women's FA Cup final is coming out this Wednesday. Coming the 19th of August is when that is going to be released. So it's one of them was we're going to release the bonus material on the day as well. So it's very much going to be a release day. But yeah, I mean, it's a case of, I mean, Lily, have you been able to catch some of the FAWSL so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen bits and bats, and I think that a lot of the players are very good, and I think, I mean, football is going to come on and on, I think, in the next few years, hopefully.
I mean, it's one of them was we did ask quite a few. I mean, everyone will see this on Pitch Talk at the Women's FA Cup final. And asked the question,
on air. What does women's football need to really step up to that next level? And obviously we got the views of Tom Wood and some of his friends. We also got the views of Stevie Ballard, aka Double O Ballard, and we also got the views of Girls on the Ball as well, Sophie and Rachel of Girls on the Ball. So a big massive shout out to Sophie and Rachel, and of course Pitch Talk's favorite rabbit, and that is Scotty the rabbit. We had a good talk with a good few people talking about what does women's football need to take that next step, and more stories like this and getting more notoriety and basically more mentions is always a fantastic thing for a game that is growing. So it is one of them ones. It is one of them ones. We are definitely happy about that. I mean, Russ Vernon, did you want to jump in on that 23 lady squad?
Yes, I did, Liam.
Yeah, shoot. Go on.
And I think, like you said, Liam, Bardsley, Oughton, and Bronze have been deservedly named in the 23-man squad. I thought those three were amongst especially Oughton and Bronze were amongst the outstanding performers from our World Cup success in the women's game. Cora Lloyd performed well as well, so I'm glad she's been involved. I thought Sasic looked good as well in the World Cup. It looks a pretty decent squad, and after that squad that they've named, I can't really pick who would be my first choice 11 from that squad, because the squad's that good. All those players that are in it deserve to be in a team playing with each other against some of the other players from the countries that are involved. So I think if there was a match, it'd be very hard for that squad to get into, for all them players to be picked in the squad, because they all deserve to be in the squad and deserve to be playing football. And I thought the Summer scored some good goals in the World Cup, and I thought when she played, Tony Duggan worked socks off as well. I thought she could have been in the squad, but it was a fantastic squad. And like you said, congratulations to Bardsley, Bronze, and Oughton on being named in the FIFA Women's World Cup All-Star squad. And out of that squad, Liam, my captain would probably be either Bronze or Oughton, although I think Cora Lloyd could be a good captain in the making as well.
I'd potentially give that role to Hope Solo, to be perfectly frank. I'd be tempted, very, very tempted. For me, that captain would either be Hope Solo or Karen Bardsley. Potentially Steph Oughton, though. I was very impressed with her, the way she does command that respect at the back. So great stuff. No, it's good stuff. It is good stuff. But you know what? Jumping into, and as I said, Pitch Talk at the Women's FA Cup final will be out on August 19th, Wednesday, August 19th, 2015 at youtube.com/Pitch Talk, featuring Tom Wood and a couple of his mates, and also featuring Stevie B, aka Stevie Ballard, Double O Ballard, and also featuring Sophie and Rachel of Girls on the Ball as well. So keep an eye out for that and the bonus material that will be coming out on Wednesday 19th. Keep an eye out for that. That is Pitch Talk's next video release. Let's shift on to some transfers quickly before we move on. David Nugent signing for Middlesbrough from Leicester. Borough were delighted to announce the sign of David Nugent from Leicester for an undisclosed fee. The 30-year-old former England striker, that's very much stretching credibility. Former England striker signed a 3-year contract and went straight into Aitor Karanka's squad for the Saturday home match with Bolton. The strikers finished as top scorer for Leicester in both 2011 and 2012 seasons, and hit 22 in all competitions as Leicester won promotion to the Premier League in 2014. UC Jääskeläinen, Wigan Athletic, signed UC Jääskeläinen on the 11th of August 2015. League One side Wigan Athletic signed former Finland international goalkeeper and West Ham man UC Jääskeläinen, who was released released by West Ham in May after having featured in 61 games for the club since joining in 2012. The 40-year-old, who made over 500 appearances for Bolton prior to joining West Ham, has signed a 1-year deal. Adama Traore has joined Aston Villa on the 14th of August 2015. Villa completed that signing for a fee to be believed, and it's been reported as around £7 million. The 19-year-old has signed a 5-day Villa Park. And one more transfer we'll go through as well. Brad Jones, Bradford City signed ex-Liverpool goalkeeper from the 17th of August 2015 today. League One club Bradford City have signed Australia international and ex-Liverpool goalkeeper Brad Jones on a 1-year contract. Jones, who's 33, began his career at Middlesbrough and played 75 times for them before joining Liverpool in 2010. He made 27 appearances in 5 years at Anfield, the last coming in the Premier League win at Burnley in December, and was released in June. He went straight into the squad. He goes into the squad for tomorrow, Tuesday's home game with Gillingham for Bradford City. Also, Sergio Ramos has signed a new deal with Real Madrid as well. So hopefully that puts to bed the stupid rumours of him going to Manchester United that the parasitic media seem to have been running with all summer. By the way, speaking of fact, not rumour, not supposition, but fact, about 88 minutes gone, Liverpool 1, AFC Bournemouth 0 is still a current score. Benteke scoring on 26 minutes, the only goal of that game so far. Now, it is one of them ones. Who's jumping in on these transfers? Because I know Ryan Solly, you wanted to jump in on the Nugent one. So have at it. Ryan, you there? Oh, okay. Any of our other Skypers jumping in? Mike Harneman, welcome to the show tonight, by the way. Do you want to jump in on the Nugent signing and the other transfers we've just mentioned?
Hi, guys. How you all doing? Is everyone good?
Not bad, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I think the Nugent one is a really good signing for Borough. I think, obviously, the last couple of games, they've lacked a striker with a bit of clinical cutting edge. So I think that's the kind of striker that they really need.
But the funny thing is, though, you look at the game on the weekend when they won 3-0, it was like, oh my God, is Nugent actually going to get into this side? And he put a gilt-edged chance, high, wide, and but ugly as well. So it's kind of like, ooh, will he get in? Will he get in? Will he, won't he? But it's good to have him as the backup anyway.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd want to be back up. I think he'll be pushing to get right into that starting lineup.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you'd be surprised if he wasn't looking to force his way in. I mean, there'd be no point in going there. I mean, did you want to jump in on the other transfers as well that we've mentioned?
I think for Brad Jones, I think that's a good move for him as well, because obviously that shows he's going to be getting a lot of first-team football there. Obviously, he's not getting that at the moment, so to step down into that division, it shows kind of what he has to do to get first-team football, and I think that will work for him. I think it'll work well for him.
I mean, you know what? Speaking on that, actually, I think one other transfer that will potentially work for that person is UC Jääskeläinen going to Wigan. I think that's one of them ones where it's going to be very, very interesting. And he's
underrated. I think Jääskeläinen's underrated as a goalie.
He's a quality goalkeeper, but I mean, Adrian was just so good that West Ham decided to go with the younger man as the first choice keeper, and you know what, justifiably so, to be honest. So it's one of them, although I bet they wish they had him as a backup right now. But I mean, Lily Alumi, you wanted to jump in on these transfers that we've mentioned as well.
Yeah, like Mike was saying, I think the Nugent one is a good one, but like you were saying, is he actually going to get into the Middlesbrough team?
I think he potentially will, but as long as Middlesbrough are kind of playing slick football as they were on the weekend against Bolton, then hell, he might have trouble getting into it.
And also, I think the Brad Jones one is good. I think that's good business for Bradford and for the actual player. I think he'll get lots of first team football now.
It's competition for places, and Downing looks like an. I mean, we went over that one a few weeks ago when it happened, and it was like, you know what, that's a good signing. So
it's one of them ones. It's going to be very interesting to see how Nugent and Downing kind of click, because Nugent is a guaranteed championship goal scorer. He will get you 10, 15 goals a season. They were saying on Football League tonight as well, where it's like, you know, he will get you guaranteed goals, and that's what Middlesbrough brought him in for. So it's one of them was hopefully the goals won't dry up and kind of put paid to that promise. But I think he's guaranteed goals for it, to be perfectly frank. I mean, Ryan Sonley, you wanted to jump in earlier about the Nugent deal. You want to jump in on the other transfers as well?
Oh yeah, I will jump in on the Nugent deal, because that is probably Middlesbrough's second best signing this season. I mean, they've saved themselves money because obviously they were in for Jordan Rhodes, who they have actually pulled off because they said
the injury. Yeah. Well, he was
and
injured.
they said that there was an article that I will share onto Pitchfork's 4 that I've just got up, that Nugent is a better goal scorer than Jordan Rhodes. But obviously, I'm happy that we've signed him, and to be honest, I think he will get in the team soon, because obviously PK's not one of these ones that'll be playing that well all the time. I mean, it's just gonna fit you just got to fit all the players in now. I mean, we've got Kike, we've got Fabrini and all that, so. So I don't know if he'll get in now. I mean, if we keep on scoring, then it's going to make it tough for him. But hopefully, he gets in there, bangs in a few goals, and keeps players out and keeps scoring. I mean, as soon as he signed, I was like, I'm happy, because now we've got a proven goal scorer who can actually hit the back of the net. Another saying, and I'm going to have a talk about Brad Jones going to Bradford. To be honest, I mean, I remember him at Middlesbrough, where he was really poor in times, but then it was his first English club. And so, I mean, he is a decent keeper. He just has his moments. I mean, at Liverpool, he weren't going to take out Pepe, Reina, Mignolet, or any.
Well, when he stepped in for Mignolet, when Mignolet got dropped, Jones performed admirably. Even when a couple of seasons back, when Reina got himself sent off and banned for a few games, Brad Jones stepped in as a capable deputy.
He is a good second choice keeper, but I don't think he's a first choice keeper for like the Prem Championship teams. I mean, for him to drop down to League One, which he has obviously with Bradford, I mean, I respect him. I mean, I wish him all the best, because obviously Bradford always seem to have our cast-offs. I mean, they've had, you name them, they've had them. I mean, but I think he'll do well for them, and hopefully good luck for him for the season. I mean, I'm Borough through and through with them, but he did well. Who else? Who else have you talked about transfers?
There was Jaskalainen, Adama Traore as well. So yeah.
Well, I think Jaskalainen going to Wigan. I mean, yeah, he's getting on. He's nearly 40, isn't he? Or he is 40. Yeah. And I mean, keepers do go on. So some keepers go on till past 40s, like Bradfredo and that. I mean, I have respect for him. I mean, he is a top quality keeper. I mean, he weren't going to get back in that West Ham team. So, I mean, lucky enough he was out of contract. And, I mean, I think he'll do well at Wigan. I mean, he may be 40, but he can still save a ball.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Ross Vernon, did you want to jump in on these transfers that we've mentioned?
Yeah, what I want to jump in about is the Brad Jones to Bradford and the David Nugent to Middlesbrough ones, really, Liam.
Yeah, let's roll. Let's roll.
First, I'm going to tell the Middlesbrough one, and David Nugent. He's a proven goal scorer at Championship level. I can see why Middlesbrough have supported him. I was speaking to Ranieri after the Rotherham friendly, which they had, and he said about Nugent, David Nugent's going to be about 4th or 5th choice this season at Leicester, and weren't really guaranteed playing time. He said to him that morning he could go out on loan or a permanent transfer, depending which one he wanted. He preferred a permanent one. And Burr's come in. I think he's a brilliant signing for Middlesbrough. He knows where the net is, and he knows how to score in the Championship. I was surprised when I heard that he was available. Leeds didn't go in for him, even though we've got Chris Wood at the moment. I was surprised we didn't go in to have more backup in the team. I think and the Brad Jones one, I think that's very good signing for Bradford City. He's a good keeper. I think he performed well for Liverpool when he stepped in for Mindalay last season, and he's a good keeper for Bradford.
No, definitely. I mean, I will definitely agree with that. I mean, it was one of them ones where Bradford, nice little deal for him. Same with Jääskeläinen as well. A couple of really good deals. I mean, at the end of the day, if you've got a solid defence and a good keeper, you build from there. That's the important thing. But you know what? It is one of them ones where we're going to shift on, we're going to move and groove. But right now, we are going to take just a quick pause for the cause. By the way, full time. And I'm a very happy co-host right now because full time, daddy, was Liverpool 1. AFC Bournemouth 0. Benteke's 26th minute goal, apparently tinged in controversy, was the only goal of the game and gave Liverpool, my boys, the 3 points. So fantastic stuff there. You know what? With that being said, it is time for us to take a very, very quick pause for the cause. So we will see everyone in a few minutes. See you later. The football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
G-Man.
Samir Sawni, Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-year plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/pitch talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website, www.pitch-talk.com. Your Monday night footballing fix, Pitch Talk, is brought to you by and in association with
Talking Pie, a local podcast made by the fans for the fans of Notts County FC, hosted by Adam and Thomas Hewitt.
Simply Exclusive Entertainment. If you need a party or rave film, go to sxemedia.com for more information.
Apparently Rich, simple yet effective web solutions to help get your company off the ground. Visit apparentlyrich.com for more information. And LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video. If you need a video filmed and or edited, check out ljaproductions.co.uk. LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video, offering video production services such as video editing, video encoding for the web, including YouTube and Vimeo, audio recording, filming of interviews, promos, live events, and much more. Get in touch at www.ljaproductions.co.uk or twitter.com/LJA
youtube.com/LJA Productions and let the new blood in digital video promote you. Pitch Talk is brought to you by and in association with
the one-stop shop for all your coaching needs, Motivate Sports and Fitness. Check out motivatesportsandfitness.com for more information.
the new football culture magazine, Thin White Line. Check out thinwhitelinemagazine.com for more information.
Storm FM with new hot releases played daily. Feel the boom at stormfm.net.
Two girls with their Bonnie Scotty trying to cover as much women's football as they can. Girls on the Ball. Check out girlsontheball.com for more information.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, Director of the 4-Year Plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former chairman of IBIS FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk.
The only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Grassroots segment. Yeah. Oh yes. Grassroots. Yes, it's Grassroots segment on PT Live. Yes, it is, baby. Yes, it is, baby. It is one of them ones. We are still live on your Monday Night Football and Fix. As we stated earlier, Liverpool Football Club 1, AFC Bournemouth 0 is a full-time score. Benteke's goal on 26 minutes, the only goal of the game. Apparently, it was tinged in controversy, but hey, it's one of them ones. I haven't seen it yet because obviously we're here doing PT Live. But it is one of them ones where we are going straight into the Grassroots segment. Big shout out to the 14 Southern Amateur League, www.southernamateurleague.co.uk, at 14SAL on Twitter, at Amateur FA on Twitter as well, www.amateur-fa.com. Big time shout out to the Amateur Football Alliance and also the Amateur Football Alliance Youth Council as well, at AFA Youth Council on Twitter. Give them a follow and see what they're up to as well, because we sat down with their chairman over the weekend, Mr. Darrell David, a young man with big ambitions and a very inspirational individual as well. It was our absolute pleasure to sit down with Mr. Darrell David, chairman of the Amateur Football Alliance's newly formed Youth Council. It is one of them ones. Good evening, caller. You're through to your Monday Night Football and Fix. Who do we have the pleasure of conversing with right now?
Tom Wood.
Hey, how's it going, Tom? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad.
You sticking around with us for the Grassroots segment?
I probably will if you're going to mention Porters, but other than that, yeah, I'm all right.
Well, we'll come back to Porter's Sockability in a sec, because we're just going to go through the details of some of the other teams we feature in the Grassroots segment, such as IBIS Football Club, IBIS FC, the team that I am grateful to call my home. It's one of them ones whereby IBIS Football Club, IBIS Football Club at gmail.com is where you need to email if you want to play for the club. We are taking on new players, and our club day is actually coming up later this week down at Duke's Meadow.
which is next to Barnes Bridge down in Chiswick. It is one of them ones. We are having our club day on Saturday 22nd. Little barbecue, a little bit of football too. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Facebook.com/IBIS.FC. There is also an IBIS FC group as well. Join that. Twitter.com/IBIS_football at IBIS_football on Twitter. IBISFC.co.uk is the official website. Training is every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. At the Battersea Park all-weather AstroTurf pitches right next door to the Children's Adventure Playground in Battersea Park. Matches are on Saturdays. As said, our season actually starts on September 5th. Saturday, September 5th is when our season starts, so about 3 weeks away now. And the 22nd of August coming up this Saturday is our club day. So if you know anyone who wants to play, get in touch and get them down. Also, big shout out to Hackney Wick FC. www.hackneywickfc.com. Go to the contacts page for information on playing. They are at Hackney Wick FC on Twitter. Also, in regards to Hackney Wick FC as well, big shout outs to Two Men in Search of the Beautiful Game on Facebook, and that is at Beautiful Game 15 on Twitter. Tom Sparks and Daniel Magna. Big time shout outs to them. Remember, Facebook, Two Men in Search of the Beautiful Game, and also on Facebook as well, Hackney Wick FC. Hackney Wick FC are looking for players, so get in touch with them. Also, big time shout outs to Porter Soccerbility. The manager's name is Nigel Stewart. Contact number is 07891839171. That's 07891839171. They train every Saturday from 10 till 12. The tournaments are usually once a month. Their training venue, actually, we haven't even got that information anymore. But Facebook.com/Porters Soccerbility is where you need to go for more information. Facebook.com/Porters Soccerbility. That's soccer spelled SOCCABILITY. It's one of them ones. Tom Wood, what's going on with Porter Soccerbility at the moment?
Not a lot, to be honest, because we're on a break at the moment. But I've got a phone call from my manager tonight. And he was saying that we've got to go back early as we've got our first match, or I think, this is for the Special Olympics though. But we've got a couple of matches coming up. I think we're playing against West Ham, and I think it's West Ham, or I think we're playing at West Ham, I don't know. But I know we've got a couple of friendlies coming up, but it's all good at the moment.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Just looking forward to, even though Southend season's got off to a poor start, hopefully Southend can buck their ideas up, and hopefully this season will be even more enjoyable.
Definitely. Speaking of
especially having a season ticket now, Southend as well.
I mean,
and working.
Speaking of enjoyable, how did you find the Women's FA Cup final? We're actually releasing that video on Wednesday 19th of August. So it's one of them ones. That was quite a fun day. That was
that was quite funny actually, especially then moments as well, especially at the end when you asked me to do the end of the promo at the end.
Well, let's not give away too much. The people will see it Wednesday.
You did edit that bit out, didn't you?
All will be revealed on Wednesday 19th of August.
Well, I'll tell Martin and the others. I'll put links around on their Facebooks for them so they can have a watch.
I said all will be revealed on Wednesday the 19th. All will be revealed. So what made it in? What made it to bloopers and outtakes? What made it into the bonus material? Hey, it's one of them ones. All will be revealed on Wednesday. By the way, Mike Kahneman, Stevenage ladies, how'd they go?
Yeah, I've just got the updates through, and I just want to say that both the sides of the first and the reserves have been doing well so far. The reserves played last week and won 7-1, and then they also played this weekend and won 6-0 against the Hitchin side, and then the first one 5-2 against Huddleston Owls as well. So they're doing well at the moment, and I just want to say a big shout out to Cara Breckenridge as well, one of my mates who was out for the season last year, and she's just started working her way back in the last two to three games as well. So she's getting a bit of game time and that again, and getting her fitness up and that, and I think she had 2 games this weekend, and I think she had a total of about 70 minutes, so not bad.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, Russ Vernon, have you got a quick update on Parkgate as well?
I have, Liam. I've sent it across to you as well. They play around with Pavilion, Green Lane, Rotherham, South Yorkshire, 626LA. The telephone number 07527 525 209. Facebook is facebook.com/PargateFC. PargateFC on Twitter. The website at pitchhero.com/clubs/PargateFC. A couple of results from the weekend, from the results that they've had so far, Liam, are as follows. Saturday, 8th of August, 2015. They beat Big Town by 3-0. Pierce Bond scored 1 on 25 minutes. Ryan Johnson scored 2, 71st and 85th. Trying to score 68 in attendance there. Then they did play at Tadcaster Albion last Tuesday evening. They won 4-3. Oliver Graham got an hat-trick, 43, 74 and 90. Sam Ford's game won in between on 69 minutes. Big T's favourite number. Liam Ormsby, the son of former Leeds defender Brendan, scored on 18 minutes for Tadcaster. Josh Greening got 1 on 44, and Nick Black scored 1 on 62 minutes. The attendance there was 315. And their next fixture is this Saturday, so if you're in the South Yorkshire area, get up to Langwood and go watch Pargate FC take on Bridlington Town. The kick-off is 3 o'clock.
Good stuff. I mean, it's one of them ones where it's one of them ones. We've also got Ryan Sonley, who wanted to mention details on a club to do with him as well. Ryan, how about it, man? What's the details?
Well, it's about my Plymouth Argyle disability. Well, the manager who's actually leaving at the end of next season is Graham Isles. His contact number is 078 94 584 878. You can contact him anytime before 9 o'clock in the evening. And you can catch him on Facebook, Graham Isles. And I mean, I've just been made manager of a league, like our less able players team as well. So
congratulations, man.
So I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I can only play in goal for that team because obviously it's the less able team. So, but I prefer to play in goal when it's against less able because it gives me a bit of a break. So, and we train Tuesdays between 7:30 and 8:30 down at Lipson Community College in Plymouth. The training is £4. Train on 3G, 4G, grass sometimes, and we're just having our training pitch redeveloped. So the fences were getting put higher because balls were keep flying over the fences and going into the bushes, and we couldn't find them.
Yeah, I heard that. I mean, run by us those details again before we go into some more of the grassroots.
Well, it's Plymouth Argyle Disability Football Club, and it's run by Graham Miles, and his contact number is 078 94 58 4878.
Fantastic stuff. What about the social networks as well? Are they on the social networks?
Well, Graham's on the socials. I mean, I created a like page, but it didn't really take off like 4 years ago. But I'm going to try and make a new one and get everyone that plays that's got Facebook on there and present it more.
Well, let us know when it's up and running, and we'll try and help promo that as well, because that's what the grassroots segment is all about.
Thank you much for that, Liam.
That's all right. That's all right. On behalf of PT, we're always looking to promote those doing good stuff in football. Speaking of those doing good stuff in football, actually, Football Association to invest $260 million in the grassroots game from 12th of August 2015. The Football Association will invest a record £260 million into the grassroots game over the next 4 years. It's a £60 million increase on the funding allotted for the previous 4-year period, which ended this summer. The FA plans to improve facilities and coaching in the amateur game, as well as increase the
the number of people taking part, although critics have suggested the funding is insufficient. Chief Executive Martin Glenn said, "Our goals are ambitious but achievable." Glenn, speaking at the launch of the National Game Strategy for Participation and Development, added, "There are challenges facing grassroots football, both in terms of facilities and coaching." No crap, Sherlock. Speaking of some of those challenges, Kids Soccer School boss to return MBE in protest at Rocket in Birmingham Park pitch charges. This from the birminghammail.co.uk on the 16th of August 2015. A community champion is to hand back his beloved MBE in protest after council chiefs charged him £680 for taking kids on a summer holiday local park kickabout. Clutching the gong, Leroy Richards said bitterly, I was given this medal for serving the community, and that is something I can no longer do. They have taken that away from me. It no longer has any meaning. The reason I got this has been taken away purely for purely financial reasons. I can no longer serve my community. I can no longer reach out to my community. They have effectively cut off my arms. Birmingham City Council takes a very different view. Far from informal kick-arounds, officials say they witnessed structured matches on associated school playing fields, which they argue need to be booked. Leroy from King's Standing has long been an outspoken opponent of the loss of soccer spaces to development and the drastic rise in pitch higher fees. The 50-year-old has gained a reputation as King's Standing's knight in shining armor, running a burgeoning soccer school, football futures, daycare centres for the elderly, and even allotments. In 2010, that tireless work earned him a place in the finals of Pride of Britain, set up to honour this country's unsung heroes. A year later, we became a member of the Order of the British Empire, NBA. But Leroy is now so sickened by the savage round of community cuts that he no longer wants to be a part of that select band. He fears football futures will be crushed by the £3,000 cost of using two pitches on King's Standing's Burford Road playing fields. The voluntary organisation had been paying already hefty £1,300. It is no longer sustainable, the father of four admitted. The kids pay £2 for training and £3 on match days. We have 11 teams. We have to pay league fees, insurance, the cost of FA affiliation, and new kit. I have ploughed £12,500 of my own money into it, and last week I borrowed a sit-on lawnmower to cut 12 acres of grass at Burford Road. I have asked to formally take over the maintenance of the park, and I have been told it would cost £22,000, which frankly is ridiculous. Leroy warned, if football futures goes, it will be a massive blow for the whole community, because this is not a club, it is a family. If that was taken away from us, it would be devastating. The £680 bill for twice weekly holiday gatherings at Burford Road so sickened Leroy that he has forfeited the gong he once cherished. It's the last thing I could do to make someone somewhere take notice, he explained. That bill amazed me, to be honest. I didn't charge the children anything, and on Saturdays we were getting more than 300 of them. My argument is that we are talking about a park where any child can go for free. I can see it from my window, and it's fantastic to see them playing there. That is what it's all about. In some ways, I'm almost a victim of my own legacy. Because I'm there, they associate it with football futures. We've been told time and time again of concerns about the growing number of obese children in Birmingham and the need for exercise. That's what I do, but I'm being prevented from doing it. Leroy's grouse and angst is not solely with local authorities. And this relates back to the previous point. I switched on Sky Sports and they were talking about the £260 million being invested in grassroots football, he said. I learned to hate the term because the money doesn't filter down to our grassroots level. It's meaningless. So it is one of them. Leroy's own story is of a troubled individual who found purpose and direction through helping others. Now, you know what, yeah? Me, the G-Man and Jesse Fizzle have questioned this as well, in terms of the money being pledged to grassroots football, because the phrase that is always the key word is grassroots projects. Now, that's such a vague term. We've said before that it is such a vague term that you could give a few grand to this, few grand to this, few grand to that. Couple months later, that entity could be gone and that money's basically wasted. So there are certain clubs that are having financial troubles that can't afford to run. There are certain clubs at amateur league level. Like, I literally heard about a club today that's pitching certain ideas, that has pitched a certain idea to a club that I'm involved with, but that's about all I can say about it. But the fact of the matter is, grassroots football is in trouble. And at the end of the day,
this 260 million pound over 4 years going to grassroots football. Let's say all right, that over 4 years is what, about 5 million and something over the 4 years or something along those lines. No, 50 million something. I think it's like 52 million, something like that over 4 years. My maths has never been that brilliant, but I think it is about 52 million per year for about the 4 years. Now you spread that around the amount of grassroots teams that there are, it's not much. That probably dials down to like a couple of £100 per grassroots side. And that depends how far down you're going. Are you just doing it in the amateur leagues? Are you doing it in semi-pro as well? Is it going down to youth leagues? Like what basically I mean, like what Leroy Richards is doing. Like, where is this money going? This money is that, to me, it's never really accounted for. It's always like, yeah, we're gonna give all this money, but at the end of the day, I always look at it as, where is it going? Because if you've got Rocket in Birmingham Park pitch charges, and we've spoken about this before, like why is this 260 million not filtering down to that, to keep prices affordable for children wanting to get into football, and youths wanting to get into football, and adults getting into football? I mean, of course, we had our last pitch talk meets with Mr. Darrell David, who's the chairman of the newly formed Amateur Football Alliance Youth Council. And of course, we were saying to him, hey, you are in a position where you could potentially make a huge impact in the AFA and also football in general. But the fact of the matter is, at some point you need some sort of revenue or money streams to be able to help facilitate pitch costs, because you have to maintain those pitches, you have to pay to rent out those pitches. It doesn't all come for free. That's why IBIS have to charge a registration fee, and then charge £6 a game for each game you play, because obviously the referee has to be paid. So it's one of them was, there are a lot of costs that people don't realize are there in grassroots football, because at the end of the day, it's not free. So it's such a tough one. And with the Premier League and the top leagues having all of this money, this £5.136 billion, and they're literally only devoting a few million, and even that, and even that is just kind of is frittering away. And when you've got someone running community initiatives, giving back his MBE that he earned because of those community initiatives, when you see him giving it back to make a statement, that's not to be scoffed at. That's one of them ones where it's one of the most cherished things in his life. He feels strongly enough to actually be like, you know what, I'm going to give this back, because the community work that I got it for, I can't do anymore. I can't serve my community. So it's sad to see this. It's a unique form of protest, but you know what? I have to agree with it. I mean, Leroy Richards is trying to make a statement, and that is a big statement. I mean, G-Man, did you want to jump in on this?
Yeah, it's quite a sad and somber story, to be honest. Like Leroy Richards has had to go down this route, because he and all committee members that are involved in stuff like this, they're doing it for a good reason. But I'm not gonna. You've addressed the issues at hand, but I'm just gonna try and look at it from another angle now, because we're always looking for solutions to who can get involved and help causes of grassroots football put back into the game. We're always blaming clubs. We take it to the FA and, say they're not doing enough. We talk about FIFA and squandering money and they're not doing enough. But really and truthfully, when thinking about this hard now, it really does lie down to players. Like, players are being paid exorbitant wages. They're getting so much money, and most of these players come from working class backgrounds and they know what grassroots football is all about. They come from grassroots football, and I know they do their charity work on the side, but that's partly because they're doing it because, one, it makes them look good, but two, it's probably what the club, they've got a quota, what they have to do with the club anyway, or three, it's probably something within the club where they've been fined for something, for doing something wrong, and they've had to do it as a punishment. Like, they won't tell us that, but that does happen in clubs where they have to give back to the community, or they get fined in that sort of way, and that is a form of punishment. And that's a bit of a speculative issue that on its own, but I'm just saying, like, the players themselves, with the amount of money they get spent, and you think about there's 11 players to a first team, 22 players to a first team and a reserve team. We could go on, say how many players a club's particularly got, if they all banded together, put money together, and monthly was pushing it through to a local, just a local charity or something, or giving it back to the local grassroots pitches, or giving it back to the pitches where they used to play as a child, or something like that. It could help out. Now,
it would help out.
I'm just like, we can look at the clubs and say it's the duty of the clubs, but at the end of the day, I'm thinking these players have come from grassroots. Yeah. They know what grassroots is all about. They didn't land with £22,000 contracts, at the age of 9. So they should know. Academies, especially like the older players, academies wasn't even there. There weren't really any real academies up until 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it used to be like YTS schemes where you used to have to pay for it, and you used to basically have to pay your dues.
So personally, I'm just trying to look for another solution. I just think players should be doing a lot more for their local areas, like going back to your local area and shaking a few hands and giving out a few t-shirts or a few jerseys or a few sponsored gear. Like, I can't remember. I know someone said it before, but I think it was Ibrahimovic said when he helped, I think, like, the disability team in Sweden get to a World Cup, and like his teammates, they were sponsoring balls and shirts, and he turned around and he was like, what's giving them balls and shirts going to do? It's not going to help them get to their World Cup. And he gave them the money to go to the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get me? It's those sort of,
like Daniel Agger supporting, giving money for I think a Danish team to get to the Homeless World Cup.
Yeah.
And it's like those sort of gestures are one of them ones where it's like, right, at least we can see that money's being channeled in the right way, and it's instant gratification. You can instantly see where it's going and the impact it's having. Whereas with this 260 million, which is supposed to be a 60 million increase on the 4-year kind of gap before, it's one of them was, that's all well and good, but just throwing money at something is not the solution. Channeling money in the right way is a solution. If you're going to put money into something, keep tabs on it and see where that money's actually going. See where it's actually being spent. Don't just throw it out and hope for the best. And just because you might as well just throw it. You might as well just throw it against the wall, throw it up against the ceiling, and whatever sticks to the roof, sticks to the roof. Yeah. You've got to be able to account for where that money's going, because whenever we see stories like this about the FA are giving a load of money, you never really see many examples of where it's going. You might see 2 examples, 3 at the most, of where that money has gone. And it's like, yeah, they've had a grant of a couple of thousand. One team's got a grant of a couple of £1,000, but where's the rest of those millions going? Because one of the major obstacles, and we've gone over this on shows before, one of the major obstacles in terms of people wanting to play football, facilities, especially in the amateur leagues, where it's like some clubs, instead of like going to the FA, they are forging relationships with local businesses, but local businesses can only really subsidize so much for a football club. And that local business has to buy into that football club. Like say Hackney Wick FC. They've gotten a few local businesses to buy into what they're doing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they can only do so much.
Wasn't it like Rob Lusher? I think it was from his Pitch Talk Meets where he was talking about or it might have been off camera where he was talking about, backing like the 1800s, like and the early 19th century, where it was local banks, that helped start club
teams. Like HSBC, Lloyd's
associations.
Yeah.
Like maybe, I'm just thinking in likes of maybe like what Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes have done with the breakaway Man United team, where they've invested in that.
Oh, what with like Salford FC and that kind of thing? Yeah.
Maybe more players should be doing a lot more of that. Because that would just help. Just imagine if you had Zaha helping out with 10MB and just giving like a small proportion of a wage, like yearly or whatever, to 10MB, helping them out, paying for the ground or something for a season. Because come on, paying for a ground of the season from football. And I know it sounds sort of delusional, but for a footballer, for the amount they get paid, paying for a ground for a season, how much would that be?
It'd be a few grand, but at the end of the day, it'll be a drop in the ocean compared to what pros at the top level are earning.
Yeah, and the sort of things that they actually spend their money or rent or type of renting of like cars and jewelry and stuff that they're paying for. I know that's their own personal thing, and I'm not trying to dig into them because I'm not saying if I didn't have money, I wouldn't get myself luxuries. Yes, I would, but I'm just saying, as they're in the game, they should be giving back to the game in that sort of way, especially where they know where they've come from.
Oh, definitely. It's one of them was giving back to where you come from it's the best. It's one of the best things you can do, and it's important as well. So, it's just one of them ones, man. It's just really strange. It's just really strange that people don't realize this, because for me personally, this is common sense stuff. This is not like leaps of faith and jumps and that kind of thing. This is common sense stuff. This is stuff that people should be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do it. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think this is common sense stuff. Like we said on, like what was said on, I think it was by Dave McLaughlin and John, his second in command, where it was kind of like, it's good to see clubs coming into existence, because we're quite used to, especially in the SAL, we're quite used to seeing clubs going out of existence, and it's sad to see that. As said, I heard about something earlier today about a proposition being thrown out, in terms of being put out there, in terms of a struggling club looking to do something. So it's, I said, I can't say any more about it, but it's one of them ones where I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of clubs were struggling, and that it's just one of them ones. It's just so sad. It's just so sad to see that a lot of this money just ends up not being accounted for, and it slips through the cracks. If it even gets given out at all. Now there's another thing. You can say you're giving out that kind of money, but if it's not being accounted for, then who says you have given it out? You could get away with it because people ain't scrutinizing it.
Yeah. But you know, also the most important thing is that we need to see, like you were saying, stressing on the breakdown, because at the end of the day, look at all the like intermediate people in between, like who get paid for the movement of the actual money. And when I say that, I mean, like, you know, if they are giving the money out, like who's giving the money to who, like what sort of, who's going out to buy these things, who's going out signing checks, those sort of things, the legal people behind it, you know, that's where a lot of money is going as well.
Yeah.
So people that ain't even associated with the actual playing, the grassroots level.
Exactly. Middlemen are getting a load of money, and that might be where some of the money's falling through the cracks, sadly. So, I mean, it's one of them ones where it is concerning. For me personally, it is extremely concerning that that's happening. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I am just kind of concerned when someone feels so strongly about it that they're giving back an MBE, which was one of their most prized possessions. They're giving that back just to make a statement. So, hell, it's one of them ones. It is very much an odd one.
You know what I would say though, in an ideal world, bigger clubs would have responsibility for all the local grounds in a certain radius around their club, and they would have to maintain those grounds. I'm not saying pay for you know, any equipment for, you know, teams or anybody that's going to use the grounds, but they maintain the grounds, you know, so it cuts a sort of cost for those leagues who use those grounds. Because that is one of the bigger problems. Because I remember when you know, the price hike in playing for Ibis, when that came 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And that's mainly a grounds thing.
Yeah.
You know, getting facilities for you know, training, and that obviously was an additional cost to it. But obviously, you know, the price of grounds is expensive. Just like going and renting from goals and stuff, like using their ground, it's expensive for someone that's starting off a small club.
Of course.
So,
I mean, just starting up a club is expensive, let alone bloody, I mean, let alone bloody keeping it going as well. Because as I said, there are stuff like ground costs, there's administrative costs as well. There are a lot of costs in terms of running a club, let alone just starting it. I mean, just starting it is only the beginning. So it's one of them ones. And also considering childhood obesity is a problem, you want to get especially youngsters into football, and especially keeping teenagers involved in football as well, rather than off the streets. Because a lot, as you said, G-Man, in terms of people, in terms of certain players coming from working class backgrounds, some of them were saved by football. I mean, our most recent example of that would be Mr. Bobby Kasanga, of the founder of Hackney Wick FC, who was going down quite a rough road.
And not to forget yourself.
What about me? What? Where are you getting that from? You burying me? No, but it's one of them ones. On a serious note, though, it's like Bobby Kasanga of Hackney Wick FC, who was going down quite a negative road, and football saved him, and he's openly admitted that football has saved him. So that's how important and powerful football can be. So it's one of them ones. But you know what? We're going to come back to that story. We're definitely coming back to that story in spades. But we now have to start moving and grooving on, because it is home straight time. It is time for the final segment of the show, which is...
Stuff of the week.
Yeah. La, da, 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 every Monday night, this is Pitch Talk. Talking football from the top down, from the bottom to the top. We talk about it all. This is your Monday night football and fix. And it's Monday night. Yeah. And it's Pitch Talk. Right, let's roll into some stuff of the week. Let's go first and foremost. Goal of the week. Matt Taylor's free kick. Matt Taylor's free kick for Burnley. Boy, that is my goal of the week. G-Man, who you going for?
My goal of the week isn't anything really too spectacular, but it was the moment of the goal, and also to back up Jesse on one thing and one player. Pedro, goal for Barcelona against Sevilla, the winner, that made it 5-4 in the dying minutes of the game. You know, it was a rebounded goal, but at the end of the day, as Jesse said, Pedro's going through some stuff in his life and his, the whole Barcelona move, and it was a great time for him to get, a important goal like that.
It is one of them ones where Jesse Fizzle has gone for Douglas for his goal of the week. Quality goal, actually. Quality goal.
Yeah, I went.
Let's go for Ryan Sonley, goal of the week.
Honourable mention to Martin Hansen, who's a goalkeeper who scored a spectacular goal, with an honourable mention to Greg Wild, Craig Tanner, and also Diego Fabrini.
Good stuff, good stuff. Russ Vernon, goal of the week.
Honourable mention to Diego Fabrini. Well, for me, it's Adam Armstrong's first for Coventry City against Millwall.
Good stuff, good stuff. Mike Harneman, goal of the week.
Quite difficult. There was a couple of good goals in the Capital One Cup. In particular, it was the Oxford goal, the one that the first goal they scored against whoever they played last week. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was their first goal. Came by roof. That's it.
Good shout. Good shout. Kieran Riley, who you going for goal of the week?
Using words of G-Man, not too spectacular, but it's James Henry's 58th minute header after a terrible mistake from McGregor for Hull to give us the draw on Sunday.
I hear that. Let's go for Wayne Schumann, goal of the week.
I'm going to give it to Ross Barkley. Whereas a quality goal.
That's a great shout. That's a great shout. We've got Jamie Bailey in the house as well. Who are you going for goal of the week?
I'm going to go with a goal that was scored in the French league. It was literally probably about another 10 yards outside the box, on the corner on the edge of the box, and he's literally looped it and scored. And also the other goal was Bayern Munich's fourth, I think it was. If you look back at the cross for it, it's unbelievable.
I hear that. That is one of them was. Let's go for player of the week. G-Man, who are you going for player of the week?
I'm going for Aritz Adruiz, for Atletico Bilbao. He's also got a goal tonight against Barcelona to make it 5-1 in the Spanish Super Cup. And, who gets a hat-trick against Barcelona these days? Not many players.
Great point. Then Bilbao. I love it. Jazzy Fizzle has gone for Riyad Mahrez as his player of the week. As we mentioned on Saturday, it was one of them ones, 2 goals in 3. So, sorry, 3 goals in 2. So it's one of them ones. He's 3 and 2 at the moment. So smack it. Player of the week. I'm just trying to think who's impressed me this week. You know what? For time purposes, I am going to give my player of the week to Sergio Aguero. It's one of them. Aguero! He impressed me against Chelsea. He really did. Sergio Aguero was quality, so I'm going Aguero. What up? And Jazzy Fizzle's back. Just as we've said, his player was Riyad Mahrez. His player was Riyad Mahrez. It's tremendous.
Yeah, my dude's tearing up right now. So,
he is.
You know, I may have to stick by my conviction and put him in my fantasy team.
Oh, there we go. And then watch his goals dry up. Well, that was watch his goals dry. Couple right on
Julia last season.
But I'm like, why you gotta go and do that now, huh?
Well,
why you gotta go and do that?
Oh Lord. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Let's go for Jamie Bailey. Who you going for player of the week?
Honorable mention to Adu Riz. G-Man, it's Adu Riz.
Ad Ruiz, actually, but yeah, go on.
Well, if there's an R in there, then I missed it and I apologize.
It's Adriz.
Come on, who's it? No. Who you going for? Player of the week.
Honorable mention to what's his name? The Bayern Munich winger that passed the ball on Friday. Anyway, I'm actually going to go with Kasper Schmeichel because, as far as I'm concerned, he's actually been a lot better than Cech, and a lot better than Courtois, and a lot better than who else? Yeah, pretty much everybody else in the sticks for the last 2 weeks. So
he actually made a fantastic save against West Ham. That I looked at that save and was like, yeah, Dad would have been proud of that one because he made himself big. It's like, you studied under the learning tree. Well,
he's in my fantasy team, so it's actually quite good that he's picked me up some decent points already.
I hear that. I mean, Mike Harneman, who are you going for player of the week?
For me, I'm going to give it to Lukaku for his 2 goals against Southampton, and also for in the warm-up he actually accidentally hit a fan. I think it was either just before or at half-time he actually come out, went up to the stand and actually went over to him and apologised and that. So for both that and the 2 goals, I'm going to give it to Lukaku.
Fair dues. Wayne Schumann, who are you going for player of the week?
I want to give it to Albrighton for Leicester. I think he's been playing really well so far this season. Last week he played well, and he played well again at the weekend. But also for Giroud, just because he shut a lot of Arsenal fans up at the weekend.
Including yourself.
Oh yeah, I never said anything about Giroud. I said the whole team played bad, not one player.
I know you slated Giroud at some point last season, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's one of them ones. I'll leave that. Let's leave that as is. Ryan Sonley, player of the week.
Player of the week is an honourable mention to Diego Fabrini, and my other player of the week is going to be Kike for getting his first 2 goals of the season.
Good shouts. Slick goals as well. Kieran Riley, player of the week.
Well, mine's another Wolves player, and it's got to go to Dangerous Dave Edwards. He was pretty much doing the defender's job on Sunday. They were just, I offered him and Horson Goblin just sitting there, just messing about with them, but Edwards got stuck in, took a lot of the challenges, almost got sent off at one point, but he came through. He was doing some corking stuff for us. Basically, he was our defender. So player of the week is Dangerous Dave Edwards.
I hear that. I think that's everyone in terms of player of the week. But yeah, it is one of them ones where, oh lordy. Ross Vernon, player of the week. Who you going for?
For me, Liam, honourable mention to Adam Armstrong for his performance against Millwall. And an honourable mention to, I think, in tonight's match, in the Liverpool game, I thought Elphick played well. But overall for me, I'm going to give my player of the week to Stuart Dallas. He played well against Burnley, played well against Doncaster, and sounded like he played well yesterday as well for Leeds. Looks like a very good signing for us that we got from Brentford for $1.5 million.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go. We've done goal. We've done player. Let's go team of the week. Team of the week, Manchester City. Laying down a very early marker against Chelsea, and hey, they were dominant. Manchester City are my team of the week. G-Man, who are you going for?
Well, I've got two honourable mentions in the Premiership for two small teams. Big shout out to Leicester City and Liverpool for a good start to the season. Great to see them doing something. But my biggest mention goes out to Atletico Bilbao, who absolutely tore a new rear end for Barcelona in the Super Cup.
Right,
And
is it one of them ones where you were thinking Barcelona was Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac, tearing? Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Tearing.
Well, they're waddling a bit like Vince McMahon right now.
Oh no, the Vince McMahon power walk, another. I was actually watching the Sunday Night Heat from 1998. It was before Survivor Series. Vince McMahon is hilarious to me for a number of reasons, but the main reason is dude's talking to Rock, Steve Austin, and Shane O'Mac. He's like, "I'm talking to the three of you. I'm talking to you." Dude's voice just changes. Like, bro, okay, all right, mate. You might want to calm down and get a lozenge. Get some whole soothers for that. I'm talking to you. I love it. Oh my, Jazzy Fizzle, who you got for team of the week?
I think you might need a lozenge later on. Yeah, some whole soothing.
Not only will Kane be fired, you'll be fired with him. I love when he does that. It's funny.
I'm telling you, right? I'm gonna have to send the pack in the post. Yeah. You'll definitely need it in preparation for next week's show. Team of the week, Bayern Munich. You want to talk about laying down markers? Yeah, they didn't even lay down markers. They just laid smackdown straight away. It was like, listen.
People's elbows all over the gap.
This is it.
Oh, I love it.
It's like, if you smell
what Bayern is cooking.
No. What pep?
It's put a little pep in your step, baby.
Is cooking. Yeah, no, as I say, they went and they overdid it from the beginning. Straight killing ants with sledgehammers.
So you won't just confuse it with just football.
This is
it. Munich, they're running this balls.
Like, literally. But honourable mention to Leicester City. I think they're on an incredible run. I think it's something like I forget what it is. I think I heard something like 9 straight wins or something since April, and there isn't a better team in England than them with that record or something.
In terms of form, yeah, they are one of the form teams.
So yeah, and obviously my player of the week played for Leicester, so it's kind of difficult to ignore them. But yeah, Bayern Munich, because that's champions literally saying, "We right here,
Lord.
We ain't going anywhere, we right here."
Yeah, this is.
And then of course, as I say, big shout out to Leicester because that run of form is incredible, and the Tinker Man didn't tinker.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go into that. There's a line in there somewhere, and I'm not taking that bait. Anyway, Ross Vernon, who are you going for team of the week?
Oh yes, you is.
Honourable mention to Bournemouth because I thought they played absolutely brilliant tonight, Lehman against your boys. I thought they deserved something from the game. But for me, I can't look any further than Athletic Bilbao won 4-0 on Friday against Barcelona, and then have just completed the Spanish Super Cup win tonight after drawing 1-1 at the Nou Camp to win 5-1 on aggregate.
Good stuff. Mike Heineman, team of the week.
I'm going to give it to two teams. Leicester City for their victory at West Ham. Obviously, West Ham beating Arsenal last week, so Leicester going there and getting the 3 points. Great victory for them. And also to Swansea as well for following up their draw against Chelsea with another win.
Good shout. Jamie Bailey, that is wrong. That is so wrong on so many levels. But who's your team of the week? And don't even bother saying that on air. Who is your team of the week? Even though what he says is wrong. Who's your team of the week, man? Who's your team of the week? Damn wrong. Who's your team of the week?
I'm actually going to give it to somebody who's surprising, and I'm thinking I've actually gone with a team in all blue here. I think it's the all blue here. I'm actually going to go with two teams. Honourable mention to Norwich, but I'm actually going to go with Coventry.
You said a team in blue, and then you say Norwich.
Yeah, that's why I was just thinking. Hang on, that can't be right.
It's not right. Green and yellow. Are you black? No, I'm kidding. No. Can you not see colors? Can you not see colors?
Yeah.
Like, no, do you see in black and white?
No, I thought I realized that Bayern Munich are also in red, so then I thought, no, I can't really just go with all blue. But yeah, honourable mention to Norwich for literally dismantling and should have scored more against Sunderland.
Yeah,
but I'm also going to give it to as everybody would have gone with Man City and all the others. I'm going to give it to Eva Canero, honourable mention, and I'm definitely going to give it to Coventry City for literally dismantling another team, also by also playing blue, ironically, and that's Millwall.
Good shout, man. Kieran Riley, team of the week.
Well, I'm going to start things off with the
nail it down to one though, because of time.
It is. Doncaster Rovers for beating Leeds United 4-2 on penalties.
That's a great one. That's a good one. Ryan Solly,
team of the week.
Ryan Solly.
My team of the week is going to be the one and only Middlesbrough.
Fair dues. Good 3-0 win against Bolton. Wayne Schumann, team of the week.
Yeah, I'm going to follow it off with Riley and go for Doncaster Rovers for beating Leeds United in the Cup.
Good shout. Who haven't we taken a team of the week from? Liberties. It's so cruel. I think we're taking the team of the week from everyone. So let's go. Flop of the week. My flop of the week. Jose Mourinho. You're a foolinio. Why are you delusioninio? You're a Mourinho. So it's one of them ones. For me, Jose Mourinho, flop of the week. Fact of the matter is, delusions of grandeur, and I'm sure that match report that came onto Chelsea's official website was written by Jose Mourinho, because that is a severe case of rectal cranial inversion if you think Chelsea were the better team for 45 minutes, let alone 90, because you were barely better for 15. So it's one of them ones. Fact of the matter is, Jose Mourinho, flop of the week, honourable mention to Chelsea for a poor performance. But hey, Jose Mourinho. Jazzy Fizzle, G-Man, who are you going for flop of the week?
I suppose, I kind of have to go along the same lines. It was almost like Jose and all of this Chelsea starting 11 took the tougher net. So, you have to be very wary of total scrotal implosion. And that's what happened.
Zotonphonex can cause total scrotal implosion. There is no current cure for total scrotal implosion. If you have total scrotal implosion, please see a physician immediately. I love that episode. Here's your lifetime supply of Viagra. Sign here. I'm gonna watch that episode later.
So, for me, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, and I suppose another honourable mention has to go to Barcelona as well, just because you don't get beaten the way you get beaten.
Sounds wrong.
No, but it's true. No, hey, I know which way you're taking it.
Hey.
All right. And in that case, yes, you do. But the point I'm making is, for a team that, literally could have made a clean sweep of literally everything that there is to possibly win, to get beaten that badly, you say, well, I know it's like, 2 games, really, over the course of 2 games that they really lost, but, that should be a warning sign for them, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Right? And it should also be a warning sign for Chelsea too.
Yeah. G-Man, who you going for? Flop of the week.
Yeah, honourable mention to Moron as a whole, Mourinho, aka Mourinho. But I'm actually not going to go Barcelona. I'm actually going to go Luis Enrique for the fact that, you know, you're chasing 6 trophies. You've been talking about 6 trophies, getting 6 trophies in a row for the last season or so. Yeah, you're on your 4th trophy. You go into a match against Atletico Bilbao, and you obviously underestimated them because you made 5 changes. You know, you take out Rakitic and a few other players, you know, and you start with Pedro for whatever reasons, blah, blah, blah. And then you go and get annihilated 4-0. And then 5-1 over the course of 2 legs. You put your strongest squad out if you are tracing the dream of getting 6 trophies, as far as I'm concerned.
I hear that. Let's go for Wayne Schumann. Who are you going for? Flop of the week.
Since it's my return to Pitch Talk, you know I've got to say, first flop of the week, Leeds United. Going to get the ball rolling.
Liberties. Ryan Son Lee, are you going to add to that?
I'm going to add to it, but I'm going to give an honourable mention to Stephen Martin, who was the referee at Portsmouth game on Saturday, who was absolutely diabolical, giving Portsmouth all the decisions. But my other flop of the week, Leeds, and obviously got to give Chelsea it as well.
Nah, I hear that. Ross Vernon, flop of the week. Who are you going for?
Right. I'm going to get my own band now. And
it's got to be a quick one.
And that's on where flop of the week goes to your boys, Plymouth, with an honourable mention to Millwall.
I hear that. Jamie Bailey, who are you going for? Flop of the week?
As everybody keeps going for Barcelona, and I really hate it because if you look at it, they played 4 flipping finals in 3 finals in pretty much a whole week.
Well, who you got? But who you going for though? Who you going for?
My flop of the week at the moment is actually going to be Arsene Wenger, and I'm not doing this because it's the right thing to do or the whatever. He should have taken off Coquelin a bit sooner than he did, and he didn't.
Well, in all fairness, Coquelin didn't get sent off, so it was
he didn't get sent off, but he should have been sent off twice.
No, of course,
not denying. 3 times, stupid idea just to keep him on. My thing is, I should say Mourinho, but I'm not going to.
Why not blame the ref?
Well, exactly. Well, you've got well. Before we get into that, we still got to move on. Because we've got a couple more to get. Kieran Riley, who are you going for flop of the week?
Honourable mention to Yul Singanelli, I'm sorry. Also, Hull City's McGregor for practically letting us have that goal on Sunday. And also, Leeds United.
Oh, lordy. Mike Kahneman, the final flop of the week for this week. Who are you going for?
I'm going to give it to Chelsea for on the pitch and off the pitch. All the actions that have gone on in the last week, and obviously the result to go with it. And obviously, to Moaning Maureen as well. The very much, well-known specialist in failure.
I was gonna say Jose Mourinho is a specialist in moaning. Anyway, but yeah, rectal cranial invasion is right there.
Arsene Wenger, you remember that quote? Mr. Mourinho is going to come back and bite you, mate. Enough said.
He's coming for you anyway. But you know what? It is one of them ones where we got to start vacating the place with a hey, big thank yous to everyone for joining us this week. But you know what? It is about that particular time where we say...
Hi, I'm John Sitton, and I'm here with Gavin, Liam, and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez. My name is Christian Carambeu.
I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
I'm Rob Lusher, former chairman of IBIS FC.
I'm Samir Swanee, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening to Pitch Talk.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man and Jesse Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions. Why? Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And of course, the pitch is where we talk. We are your Monday Night Football and Fix. www.pitch-talk.com is the official website where you can find out about everything Pitch Talk. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution we are working so hard to create. PitchTalk.blogspot.com is where you can find the blogs. YouTube.com/Pitch Talk is where you can find all of our videos, including Pitch Talk meets Darrell David, which is coming soon. We were filming that this past Saturday. Big shout outs to Darrell David of the AFA Amateur Football Alliance Youth Council. Also a big shout out to Tom Wood, to Girls on the Ball as well, and Mr. Stevie O Ballard as well, who feature on our FA Cup, Women's FA Cup final video, Pitch Talk at the SSE Women's FA Cup final. That video will be coming out Wednesday, 19th of August 2015, along with a load of bonus material as well, so keep an eye out on Wednesday, 19th of August 2015. Also, at Pitch Talk on Twitter, twitter.com/Pitch Talk. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we are up to. 07535804466 is the mobile number. Call us, text us, let us know your views. If you're going to text in, leave your name at the end of the text. Also, Pitch Talk 1 on Skype. Also, we are Pitch Talk Live on Google Plus as well, at Pitch Talk on Instagram too. So it is one of them on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Blogspot. We're everywhere. We are ubiquitous. We are everywhere. It is one of them ones. Remember, youtube.com/Pitch Talk is where you can find all of our videos as well. So it is one of them ones. Big shout outs to Mike Hardiman, Jamie Bailey, Ryan Sonley, Tom Wood, Lily Alumi, Russ Vernon, Mike Hardiman, Wayne Schumann, Kieran Riley as well. Big shout outs to my other two co-hosts, G-Man and Jesse Fizzle as well. And of course, big shout outs to Liverpool Football Club as well for the win that is. It is one of them ones. Big shout outs to everybody who joins us for the shows. Remember, the podcasts are on iTunes, Mixcloud, Podomatic, Spreaker, Mixcloud, and iTunes, Mixcloud, Podomatic, Spreaker, and TuneIn Radio too. Please give us a comment, a review. It's one of them was a comment, a review, a like, whatever. It all helps. It all helps. And of course, spread those links as well. Spread those links. We really appreciate it. Always need the help to make your Monday Night Football and Fix and the videos that we do better. So it's one of them was I have been straight shooting LJA.
And I have been the G-Man.
And we say thank you very much. Good night.